Hello, welcome back. Here's Luke's cool South African accent.
Alright guys, let's get started.
There we go. Enough of that. Welcome back to D&D. It has been a
Are you going to do that for the whole session, Luke?
Absolutely not.
Oramis just gains an accent out of nowhere.
Oramis dies, new NPC. New PC for Luke.
Actually, to be fair, I've just had an idea. We're going to Inksworth, I think, so Oramis needs to go undercover, so...
What are you going to do, shades and a scarf?
Glasses with a moustache.
Yeah. What do I do? This is a...
Nice curly moustache.
Or just glasses.
Autonomous.
Just flick his hair down a little bit like that.
Yeah.
Works for Superman every time. Anyway, welcome back. Last time we were here, it was a very long time ago, and you guys had just finished the tower. You beat the final rooms. You went up on the big sort of elevator shaft in the middle and got to the top. You found out that this strange dark crystal was basically powering the tower, and while you were all strategizing of how best to deal with it, Luke Eldritch blasted it and blew it up. Sam nearly fell off the tower. Well, Gylndan nearly fell off the tower in the impact and the explosion, but he was fine in the end. And what remained were these 4 glowing orbs that span around each other. One red, one white, one purple, and one green. They discussed amongst each other how best to sort of cause chaos among the land for the Dragon Queen, who he knew to be Tiamat. And they scattered in all different directions. The red one went far north. The Roman, you guys were like here, so the red one went north. The green one went southwest. The white one went far, like higher, sort of over the mountains, southeast. And the purple one went slightly lower southeast towards the mountains. You thought, that's pretty weird, and then you went back down the tower where you spoke with Tiamat herself. She seemed pretty giddy and gleeful that you guys had finally done the tower, allowing her priests to come in and cause a bit of ruckus. Once that was all done, you find yourselves in the, sort of teleported back down into the water outside of the tower, where Moraine was waiting for you in a boat with a bunch of men. She had a vision that you would come out of the tower, and she convinced a bunch of soldiers that you would be there. She pulled you up, but also pulled up another figure, a high elf named Dorvik, a high elf sorcerer. He is part of was part of the mercenary group known as the Sentinels, and he didn't really seem very pleased to see you. He ended up agreeing with General Panril, that's the one, Panril, that you guys aren't to be trusted. General Panril being the the head of the sort of army that was protecting around the lake of the tower. You guys aren't really to be trusted.
Dick in the end, wasn't he?
He was. They basically sort of decided that it's a bit weird that, like, we sent some of the best warriors in the land in there, and yet you 4 sort of random dudes
I don't like the
came in.
implication that we are no good. We're the creme de la creme.
And so modest, it's unreal.
Did you not see us fight each other in that room? It was pathetic.
A load of shit.
Yeah. Speaking of, yes, you ended up sort of being invited by a soldier. As General Panril told you to leave, you're invited into a tent by a soldier with a lot of magic items, which we'll go over in a little bit later on. I've already been through them with most of the guys, but for viewers' benefit and Sam's benefit. While you're in there, suddenly this small little pendant came in, and boom, you were sucked into this small little demi-plane that Dorvik had created, forcing you to fight each other with your counterparts, with your alternate characters. And I won't go through everything that happened, but long story short, Dokrumir clutched the 2v1 and came out victorious.
Somehow. I still don't know how.
Because you spent 90% of his time healing himself.
Yes.
But
I used the majority of my spells to heal myself, especially after Sam threw 2 fireballs at me.
That's fair.
I don't blame you.
And we now return at the end of all that, I said that we were going to skip to Inksworth, but there was a couple of bits I wanted to do with Moraine, and Sam left early last time, so we didn't do it. So we'll pick back up. When you guys sort of woke up, Doc, you had this small little pendant around your neck, signifying that you won, and you now have a sorcerer's cantrip to choose. I don't know if you've chosen that yet, or got it on your character sheet, but do that. And you sort of wake up. Moraine tells you that it's been like 2 days since you were in the tent, and you've been asleep for like 2 days. It's been a bit strange. All the soldiers have left now. Not all of them. A small handful, a small garrison is left to be sort of like front lines, just in case the tower starts back up again. But in the 2 days, nothing has spawned from the tower, so things are fine. And she allows you guys time to sort of muddle amongst yourselves while she steps out of the tent. Is there anything you'd like to do at this point?
Has it been 2 days?
It has been 2 days. You've been asleep for 2 whole days, it seems, in this small... You're in like a small sort of medical tent, one of the few that have been left over for the garrison.
Did we just sort of disappear?
So... Yeah, I mean, you can ask Moraine that if you'd like, I guess. Well, I don't really know. People got confused as to where you were, and there was some reports of guards being knocked out in a small tent holding some magical things. And when I arrived, you were all just lying there on the floor. It was
Did anybody have a nasty dream about a T-Rex and a floating bit of armor?
I don't know. The last thing I remember was getting absolutely smashed by some 6-foot steel samurai.
Oh yeah.
Oramis got destroyed. Yeah. Anything else? No.
I think so. Most of the army's gone. Yeah. So
most of the army's gone. So it's now sort of a small contingent, a couple of hundred men left here to sort of watch the tower and send immediate word if anything does spawn. But so far, so good. Nothing has spawned in the past couple of days, which is a first in a little while, at least a couple of weeks.
Assuming we all go back up to full health, by the way.
Yeah, full health, spell slots up. Remember your AC from when you were in the tower and you got screwed by the acid. So, Doc, you no longer have a shield, and your AC is 17. Oh, yeah, you did. You did from the... You went to the blacksmith and grabbed the shield.
To the armourers and got a really basic shield.
Mazzy, you're fine. Oramis, your AC was dropped by 1 from what it was, so it's now like 13.
It says 14. I don't think was it 15?
Your AC
I've got
is
studded
now...
leather.
What's your dex?
Oh no, yeah. Your dex is 3.
Dex is 3.
So yeah, it's 15 normally. I think.
Okay, so now you've got 14 for the time being.
12 plus dex, right, Ben?
Yeah, studded level is 12
so
plus dex.
14.
Alright, cool.
I'm 16 because I lost 2 off my shield, so my shield got destroyed, and then 1 off my armor.
Yeah.
But I got a new shield, a new.
When you guys eventually make it outside, having your stuff gathered together, Moraine is already on a horse. Now, Gylndan, you know Moraine to be quite a simple woman. She doesn't really. Wow. She's not. She doesn't really need like expensive stuff. She just sort of.
Self-sufficient is a much better way of phrasing that.
Self-sufficient. That's it. She doesn't have any sort of need for sort of a lot of sort of jewelry and things like that. But you notice that when you go out to her, she's wearing this very, very fine cloak with a lot of sort of jewel sort of studs on it and a fine necklace and things like that.
Who's she taking
probably
payment from?
We know that she's now working, or she has been working for Duncan Stoneglow at Lone Hill. So probably
pimp, isn't she?
Yeah. So she's somewhat in the money. She looks down at you, pulling this sort of cloak over her shoulder upon this horse, and just says, I'm really sorry. I don't mean to cut and run. I wanted to stay until I made sure you were all okay, and you are. Jeez, I'm already late for a meeting in the capital. I'm really sorry.
Moving up in the world, Moraine, are we?
You could say that, yes. Working for Mr. Stoneglow has its benefits, certainly. Yes, I'm doing some investigating in the capital, speaking on his behalf.
Who's this meeting with?
Some of the council members, I believe. Many of the council members. Your old dear friend, Professor Rast, I believe will be there. He's the Archmage.
Boy.
Giving my interpretation on a divination basis, of course.
That's fantastic. I don't suppose you could maybe drop in this meeting. Maybe that there's 4 adventurers that maybe deserve a statue in the capital for what they've done for Ambyr. Just I don't know if you want to. I feel like maybe
he just starts breaking down, laughing on this horse. Oh, well, I will certainly mention your bravery. I know others might not. The general is not here anymore. He immediately went to the capital and spoke of his distrust of you to the council. Some members, the councilman of arts, for example, spoke in your favour, but others were a little more easily swayed by his thoughts and musings.
You could do us a solid and put in a good word.
I will certainly put in a good word. I will certainly put in a good word.
Moraine, if you need anything, just send a word to Hawkmoor. That's probably where we're headed next.
Hawkmoor? Oh, what sends you in that direction?
Might be easy to explain later. We're not 100% sure ourselves, but we have a lead.
Okay. Well, I after what you lads have been through and done, I trust that the what is it you call yourselves? The mighty guardians will certainly figure things out. If you need me, if you need my help, I will be in the capital for the next few weeks, and then I'll probably be in Lone Hill. Probably return pretty quickly back to Lord Stoneglow. Although I really don't want to, since all that stuff happened with his wife, he's been trying to find a new one. It's been exhausting.
Well,
absolutely exhausting.
So some harassment claims also being in this council meeting?
No, nothing like that. Just every day a new lady walks into his palace and says how amazing she is, and sometimes I'm the one who has to walk her around and show her around, and some of these ladies are so dull. It's unbelievable. My God, it's unbelievable. There was one that seemed nice, but it turned out she was, actually just a thief. So I guess he's not having much luck. Anyway, I'm sure Mr. Stoneglow will be able to tell you all about that. He keeps up with you. You know, he asks for news about all of you ever since you've saved Lone Hill and what happened at Fort Gylndan all that time ago.
All that time ago, Christ, yeah.
All that time ago. Anyway, I must be off.
Safe travels, Moraine.
Take care of yourselves. And good luck with whatever it is you're doing. And with that, she sort of shovels a horse, and it slowly sort of pedals off, eventually reaching a full sort of sprint just as she sort of exits the camp. You're now left on your own for a very, very brief moment, up until a soldier walks by, and you can just hear this and then suddenly, as he turns around the corner, and you see the hulking silhouette of an elephant come around, suddenly the sounds come faster, and Chikara, the elephant, Gylndan's elephant, just sort of almost like does this little almost like a half sprint towards Gylndan, and all of you just immediately trying to get really, really close to you. She's very, very excited. It's a very, very it's a really, really sweet moment of sort of her almost hugging you with her trunk, each and every one of you, but mainly sort of standing next to Gylndan, but sort of giving her respect to you with her trunk a little bit. And she seems very, very happy to once again see you. The guys out there you go. I've done my best with her. She's a fine animal, but my God, I was up till 2 a.m. cleaning her up. Fucking hell.
Cleaning her up.
Let's just say, without you boys around for the past couple of days, she's been nervous. And in Elephants of the North, that often, means she shits a lot when she's nervous. Apparently, you elephant.
She's never shit when I've had her.
Huh? Yes, because you're her owner.
She stores it up.
She's never. She's on the surface. She looks calm and ready.
Anyway,
well, apparently she's been dropping bombs.
She's been a lovely animal. She has been a lovely animal to take care of. Here's her back. I've kept her in good shape. And the guy very, very quickly sort of shuffles himself back to his post back up at the stables.
Why doesn't he just walk? Why is he shuffling?
He's in a bit of a rush, clearly. Clearly he's in a bit of a rush to sort of get himself back. And Scarlett's trying to eat my pizza. And you are now left on your own. Chikara, you are in the midst of this camp. What would you like to do?
Are we going to talk about what happened, or are we just going to move on as if it never did? Because I'd like to apologise to Oramis, I think.
You're damn right, you fucking wizard.
But Ben, was that canon?
Yeah, all that happened. All that happened.
Okay, let's just not talk about it.
I just want to let you know I was going easy on you all.
I think
I absolutely could have.
To be honest. You had the most mobile character out of everyone, and you covered 15 squares with him.
What do you mean?
Yeah, do we want to... We're not too far from Inksworth, are we?
Yeah, I think that's what you said you were going to have before.
And then probably go to Hawkmoor. That's the vision I had of where those orbs went. That's the best place to start, I think.
Yeah, I think the rough plan was we'll spend a little bit of time looking around there, and if we don't find anything in, say, a week or something, we were going to cut our losses and head to the Shattered Coast to meet up with...
help out. Yeah, we don't want...
Meet up with the crew of the Dragon's Revenge.
Don't want the boys taking on thingy by themselves, do we? That's very unfair on them.
Poor Frank and Mace. I mean, that's just... Those boys aren't ready.
Not ready for what lies ahead. So,
just bear with me 1 second before we actually go to Inksworth. I got something to stick in the chat for you all. I'm sure you will appreciate this, and it is very important to the story.
Which chat? The Facebook chat or the D&D chat?
I will stick it on the Discord so that JJ can share it at his leisure.
I mean, you could just stick it in the Roll20 chat.
Can you send pictures?
No.
I don't know.
No, I don't think I can.
I will start opening my Discord.
What is it, isn't it?
It's a very important canonical, and I think I've fucked it up, but I'm going to send what I've got anyway. Oh, no, I haven't. It's fine.
Do you want to put it in general, world stuff, D&D info, magic items, funny stuff, or...
I'm going to put it in magical items because I think it's quite magical personally.
Oh God.
I don't mean to sound like an old person that doesn't know how to use technology, but how do I put a picture in the chat?
You click the little plus.
Yeah.
The plus. Upload file. So obviously Oramis needs to hide from someone in Inksworth, so this is his disguise.
Nah, why?
Sorry. Right, okay.
He's casting Minor Illusion, so he's got a monocle, a curly moustache, and a peacock feather in his hair.
I'm pretty sure you have disguised self on.
I disguise self then. That's what he's doing.
No, that's much better. Oh, Luke,
That's
that's
much
some
better.
expert drawing skills right there.
Wow.
Ben, if I know you're not very busy these days. So
Oh
if
no, you don't
wanted
have
to knock
disguised
that
self.
up- I'm joking.
Horus disguise.
Well,
Oh,
that
is
was fantastic.
quite something.
Yeah, it's very...
Oh, do we want to discuss the dishing out of
Subtle.
these magical items?
Yes, the
yes.
magical items. So, I filled the guys in after the thing, but I'll basically tell you the quick and short of it. So, it had a quiver of holding, which basically is a quiver with a 5 different sort of parts to it. But when you don't, there's not like you can't see the parts. You think of an arrow, or you think of one of the compartments in it, and that's the one that appears as the quiver. And then when you don't think of that one, it disappears and a different compartment appears. If you sort of get me.
Yeah.
It can hold 5 different types of arrows, or just 5 different compartments with four arrows as a quiver. And it had in it some magical arrows that I have put on Matt's thing. There is a misty arrow, which basically allows him to teleport to wherever he fires. There is
That's dangerous.
There is a frost
that in the
arrow,
last
which allows him to deal cold damage
Good.
and has some effects on the person, and a seismic arrow, which is basically just like Django Fett's like bomb thing from Star Wars, just and makes a lot of thunder damage. There was some charlatan's die, 2 sets of dice where you decide what it rolls. An amulet of minor abjuration. So I'm guessing at this point we're just skipping to Inksworth and you're getting these checked out. Because that's what we did. That's what we did last time. I'm happy to just skip to Inksworth because that's what we said we were going to do before. So you travel on your way and you've made it to Inksworth. You've gone into this magic shop. If in total, how many items was there? It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 magic items. 20 gold per investigation per identify spell.
In our party fund.
815 gold.
Where's all that
Yes.
from?
I think all of you took a little bit out of what gold you had and put it in.
I mean, JJ, that sounds
something.
very suspicious. That sounds a lot like fraudulent activity.
Yeah, so you so if you want to take 120 gold from the party fund to get all this identified. But yeah, you have an amulet of minor abjuration. Basically, it charges in the day and is activated. Well, it charges with the rising of the sun. So basically, after sunrise at dawn, the first abjuration spell you cast of level 1 or 2, it is free. It doesn't affect what you've the spell you've cast. Only of level 1 or 2 because it's a minor spell. The Boots of Skyward Step. Basically, in one round, you can use these to move 15 feet in any direction as you step across these sort of mystical platforms that appear beneath the feet of the boots. You can use them once per round, and they have 2 charges a day.
Wait, so if you did that and you finished in midair,
on the next round, you could either just drop 15 feet, or you could use another charge to say, okay, I want to move 15 feet again.
And it's 2 charges a day.
Yeah.
Okay.
They also might give benefits to like certain dex saves and acrobatic feats if you're using a charge to help you with them. Ringlets of the comrades, basically bonus action to activate your one, a reaction from the other person to confirm it. You switch places. The 2 people who are wearing them switch places, as long as they are on the same plane and within 5 miles of each other. And the wraps of returning, a wrap that goes around your hand and your weapon's hand, as long as it doesn't contain the heavy or 2-handed properties, and you throw it, and it returns to you. It has a thrown range of 30 to 120 feet. You may decide what you're having. I think some people already said they wanted some stuff.
Who's made a decision already then?
I think Doc was having the wraps.
Yeah.
So he could flip in Thor his hammer.
Near it, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian.
Jonathan?
I like the boots, but I don't think they're... I can already teleport around. All it does is save me a spell slot. So I don't know if they'd be better on someone else who struggles to go vertically.
Either Mazzy, so he can get places to shoot his arrows from, like a height advantage to like negate enemies' cover or something, or Oramis, who has a penchant for, should we say, climbing things instead of falling off things.
I mean, I don't think these will help him in his falling ability. That's pretty set in stone. Just help him get to the position to fall easier.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind taking them, but I don't mind.
I don't think they worked on dark because of the heavy armor. So
Yeah.
I think
He's
Maddie's
too
choice.
chunky.
Oramis is quite mobile anyway.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't get, or at least I don't think I get
you've
double
got a climb speed, haven't you?
Yeah, yes, that's what I was trying to say, thank you. So,
Because you're
Mazzy can have
probably
it
the
if-
best at decent range, Matt. Or, well, you are a good option at decent range, so if you have visibility by going up, I think it's quite good.
Yeah.
So,
How far up can I go with them?
15 feet per round. I've already put a thing because I thought you already
thought you
said that
did.
you were having them. So
I
if
thought
you
you
look
did.
on your
I read
character
them.
sheet, yeah, if you
But
look on your
that's-
character sheet, it says Skyward Boots uses. There's 2 uses. You can use them twice a day.
Okay. So it's just literally straight up.
No, it's any direction you want. If there's a 15-foot gap to straight
So go
across,
down into the
go
ground.
15 feet. If you saw a big fall and you thought, oh, well, I could use 15 feet off this fall to not make it so deadly, you can go down. Any direction you can feasibly tell me that you're using with them, I will allow it.
Cool. So what if I was, this is just trying to understand it, if let's say I want to get somewhere, can I use that and then move 30 and then dash sort of thing?
No, so the 15 feet of movement you used using them would be part of your 30 feet of movement.
Okay.
So it'd be like on your turn you have 30 feet of movement and you could use 15 feet of that to go across and use this thing.
Okay, that makes sense.
like a bonus action to activate it, or is it just activated?
I think I said it was a bonus action to activate them.
Alright.
Okay.
So you could go 15 feet up onto a rooftop and then walk 15 feet across the rooftop.
Yeah,
And still
then-
fire an arrow.
yeah.
Or 2 arrows.
Yeah.
Or 2 arrows.
Okay, that's that one sorted. The wraps sorted. I'm trying to think who the bracelet would be the best on.
Well, it's 2 bracelets, so who 2 of you thinks
who's the
swapping would
best
be
one
good?
to switch?
Sort of thing that I don't think it matters who's holding them, because when we want to use them, it's probably going to be, we're going to give it to 1 to 2 people to use.
Well, I think they just sit on 2 people at all times, unless you decided to change.
Yeah, okay. So yeah,
Are they attuned items, Ben?
No.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe Mazzy then, because if he's going to be out,
You're
of
getting
the situ-
kitted out, Mazzy.
Well, if he's going to be
No,
out
but
of
to me, I
the
don't mind,
situation, we might want him to swap places with someone to quickly come in to swap out with someone who
Yeah.
is having a bit of trouble.
First of all,
Gylndan?
again, Sam, I think you shouldn't have it because you can just teleport anyway. But
Yeah, I'm also would class myself as a ranged person, so we don't really have any typical melee characters, do we? We're all sort of like
Doc is
aggressive,
mostly
yeah.
melee.
But I don't think you don't spend a lot of time in melee really in the combats
No.
that we've had. You sit off a little bit, so we all
Hmm.
the
I don't know.
three of us,
Maybe we just-
Mazzy.
well, I mean, I'm happy to take them now and then because I really think it's just going to be situational. When suddenly we need to use them,
stick
I'll
one
give
on
them.
Oramis for now, and then we can.
Yeah, just
swap them
see how
if
it
we
works.
need
If we don't use it, if we find we're not
So
using
what I'm
it.
going to do is I'm going to use my magical boots to walk 15 feet off a cliff and then just switch places with Oramis.
Oramis can say no. You like one person can.
Oh
tap
yeah,
it,
yeah, yeah.
And the other person has reaction
Dang
can
it.
not tap it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks fun. He's floating. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Oh, look,
swipe
the
left
beard
on that idea, Mazzy.
Dang it.
So
No,
then
we're
the
good
dice,
friends,
presumably for
honest.
Oramis,
I'm happy to take the dice if no one else wants them.
or his gambler
What's
ways.
the
Just remind me not to play
purpose of
dice with
that?
Oramis.
You can call the dice roll basically. Not in game, but in game.
Yeah.
It's
So like if say for example in game you wanted to play a game of dice against someone, and it was like okay, in the usual circumstances I'd say
They're like
okay,
the ones you had
roll, but
for Reed.
they are the exact same thing. Yes.
There we go. Yeah. Yeah, or a miss, I think.
And then the Abjuration Necklace on Gylndan. Makes
take
more
that.
sense. I had a look. There aren't many like great cleric spells that I could really get a lot of use out of it for. So you've probably got a better variety of Abjuration spells.
Shield off the bat. It's one on second level, isn't it? First or second
Yeah.
level.
First or second, yeah.
I don't really second level abjuration, but I'll take it. I can use shield, so
I mean,
that's
a free shield is
always good.
Pretty good.
nothing to be said.
While you're in the magic shop, is there anything else you would like? The guy
Yes.
working there is quite a sort of scrawny little human dude. He's a little bit weird,
so I
sort of
think
sat in the corner
on
90% of the
the
time.
journey to Inksworth, I probably would have asked Gylndan about like if we're going to Hawkmoor and been like, we need some form of disguise or something for me.
Yeah.
And sort of for me, if we're going to Hawkmoor.
Oh.
And so would have asked him like, does he know anything about sort of more permanent magical disguises than just like a spell or something that lasts a limited time? Are there items that can grant you a long-term appearance change? Sort of
Arcana then? Or
being resident
Make
wizard.
an Arcana check.
yes.
Yeah, you're aware of a lot of things that can. You are aware of. There are many different magic items that can allow you to change your appearance for extended periods of time. The most famous one is the Hat of Disguise. It's a commonly made. Well, it used to be a commonly made item. It's now a little bit of a rarity to find. But there are such items where you can. That's a nice shirt. Where's it from? What? There are some, milling about in certain places. Basically, it's a thing where you put it on, you choose a disguise, and you're in that disguise. But obviously, within the disguise, you still keep the hat. The hats come in all different shapes and sizes. Some are like bandanas you put over your head. Some are all sorts of stuff. It's mainly an enchantment that you put on these items. But there's also some cosmetic
Robin
stuff.
Hood kind of one.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, maybe. There's also a lot of cosmetic stuff. You'd know that some lords and ladies often like to hide little pimples and spots and marks and things. And there's certain stuff you can do. You could maybe do with that. Whether it would hide a brand, you'd never know, or like a big mark on your face, you'd never know. A big scar.
Is that what you want, Doc?
Yeah, something along those lines. I mean, ideally something like subtle, like a ring, or like maybe like a bandana if I could like tie it around my arm or something like that. A hat might not be the most practical thing at all times.
Yeah, because you gave us a load of gifts, hat gifts.
I did, yes. So
We've all got
So like you could easily borrow some of those if you wanted a fancy hat. But
no, it's more the practicality of disguising my face than just.
yeah, fair. Fair.
Yeah.
I think Oramis has some nice moustache and glasses.
So, I mean, if Gylndan knows about these things, then I would have, and he's told me, I'd probably asked the
It will cost you a penny, my friend. Pretty penny.
the penny for the information.
Well, the guy at the counter sort of doesn't even realize you're talking to him briefly. It takes you a couple of sort of tries to get his attention. He's like, "Oh, yes. Well, I believe we have some things like." Oh no. We did. Oh, I have an idea. Runs off to the back. Comes back out with a small little packet. This strange little sort of paper packet that he sort of rips open. This is the newest invention from L'Oreal. A rather magnificent enchantress and creator.
Fuck me.
It might help you change certain aspects of you. Maybe not all of you, but here. And he lifts up this small, little, very thin, kind of slimy face mask. You know, like those ones where you get at like like spa days and stuff. It's a little bit like that. And he sort of lifts it up. Try it. This one's on me. And as you place it on, you realize your face is now really, really stiff. You can't really move many of your features like that. But you now realize that you can change your face as to however you want it to look. However you want it to look. But you can't really make much expressions. Sort of really awkward, kind of. That's about the best he's got at the minute. It's like you can add makeup to your face and beautiful images of piercings and tattoos and all sorts to specifically your face. But that's about it.
This is the best magic shop in Inksmore.
Inksmore. This is. He sort of explains that they are fairly rare. JJ, that D100 I asked you to roll me earlier was the chances of him having it. Unfortunately, the chances were not good for you.
What did you roll?
I rolled a 66.
Oh.
Damn.
I was going to say it was a 3/4 chance he didn't have it, a 1/4 chance he did, because they're rare.
Fair.
How
much is this? Fine, sir.
This will run you about 20 gold pieces, but be warned, it'll last for about 6 hours. It's pretty good, but when you take it off, maybe give your face a good scrub. It's been in the back a while.
I reckon clean it before you put it on, but
It's a bit late now. I suppose, Doc, you got to ask yourself, is 20 gold worth your head?
Yeah.
You could always look around. You never know, but
So it's a very limited window to operate within.
Yeah.
6 hours.
I mean, we're not really going to be stopping anywhere big, I don't think, between Inksworth and Hawkmoor. How many are there in this pack?
In this pack, there is 4.
4.
There was 5, but you used one sort of on you or on him as a demonstration one.
Are they not rechargeable?
No. Once you've used it, that's it.
It's 20 gold for a 5-pack.
Yeah.
And he's just been
You use it for 6 hours, and that's it.
So I've got.
He is giving you a discount because of obviously he's used one up.
So I've got 24 hours worth of face disguise.
Essentially.
Are you sure you don't want to just go with a non-magical hat that you could pull the brim down a little bit?
What, the brim down to my cheek?
Yeah.
I mean, Has anyone else got any other disguise ideas? Oramis, your special friend, can he help? He's good at deception.
My special friend?
Yeah, the big D.
Special friends.
Listen, I've got this in my pack, and I get out the pirate's hat, and I say, just pull this over one side of your face.
I mean, technically, I've got a bit of a cloak. If you wanted some type of face,
who is the big D?
scarf.
Notice.
Oh yes. All right. Okay.
I'm trying to be subtle in the shop.
Oramis, you suddenly just get this piercing headache in the side of your head. The side of the, your silver eye is now on. It's excruciating, like having a migraine for like half a second. And as it comes and goes, you just hear this more, oi! That's it. Oi!
You don't get more Oramis than forgetting the guy who you sold your soul to for powers. So who's that again?
Consequences, what are those?
I don't know.
Yeah, could you...
Oh, I tell you what I could do. I could Eldritch Blast the side of your face so you have an even bigger one that covers up the brand.
I'm not going to lie, this idea has occurred to me of just like burning the entire side of my face or something.
Or I can cut it off.
Cut off my face.
Well, not your whole face, just the bit of the scar. Cut the scar off.
We can make it into a tattoo. I have faith in Oramis's ability with a knife.
I agree.
Misplaced faith.
No.
One thing Doc would sort of mention as well is that getting into Hawkmoor isn't like getting into any other city. There are checks and searches at the gates.
I didn't mean to send that. That won't help you at all.
Just use evasion. Just evade them, Doc. It's easy. Yeah.
Those are my ideas.
Not in this shop, obviously, but I feel like if we're going somewhere with you, Doc, I feel like we've got to know what you got yourself into.
I did tell you.
No, you didn't.
Did you?
No, you never.
I did tell. I told you all that I got banished for.
Yeah,
I know got banished. What
you didn't say what for. Like you could be a proper wrong and we've been travelling around with you for ages.
Well, you've been travelling around with me for ages. Like, surely you can see that I'm not a proper wrong-un.
No, you don't think he was. You didn't think he was a proper wrong-un when he inflicted wounds on that completely innocent person.
They weren't innocent. They had it coming.
Nah, I don't think so.
They did.
I'm just hearing Dragonborn racist here. It's just that's all I'm hearing.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're getting away from it. What did you do?
I stole some books. But
Stole some books.
yeah,
What? Are you worried about going back?
I mean, I got banished for life.
What
for
kind
stealing
of
books?
What kind of books?
Magic ones.
Oh.
With pictures or?
They're called diagrams when they're in a textbook, Oramis.
Could you spell that for me, please?
Could you use it in a sentence?
What's the punishment if you go back?
Death.
Yeah.
What
Can
are
I
these
do it?
books, man?
Can you do what?
The death.
You want to kill me?
Yeah. Sorry, that's the eye talking. That's the eye.
Are you guys having this discussion, by the way, in the middle of this magic shop?
He's laughing out at the shopkeep. Oh, do go on.
Oh, Oramis is gone.
The shopkeeper is just sort of like keeping to himself, like
He's a
trying
wicked
to
Luke, the
listen,
shopkeeper.
minding his own business.
Well, I
really-
kind of imagine that these sorts of discussions would have taken place on the road to Inksworth,
Oh, right, okay.
with me like,
That's fair.
Gylndan, I need a disguise.
Why?
That's fair.
Why? Well, if we go to
What
Hawkmoor,
books
they'll
did you
kill
steal
me.
then? Is it to do with your following,
My
your
following.
path in life, your profession?
No, they don't have a problem with doctors or people that follow Apollo. Unless
Okay,
things have
so-
really changed.
What
Was it to
what
do
were
with
the
dead
books
people?
that you stole? Yeah.
I
Are you a necromancer?
no. I can
Have you
honestly
Were-
say
were
I've
you a
never
resident?
raised the dead.
Have you dabbled in or attempted to do the necromancy?
Well, inflict wounds is technically of the school of necromancy.
Yeah. So is that yes?
Yeah, you could argue that's technically a yes. But
So I was right. You're a proper wrong'un.
I've never raised the dead.
But
That's because you're not very good.
Oh, I'll
That's-
raise you right now, son.
that's
My
even
hand
worse.
starts glowing with inflict wounds. Don't make me 5th level inflict wounds on you.
dinosaur.
Wrong character, man.
Dinosaur.
No, just do it.
That's the safe word now. It's just dinosaur.
So, were these books to help increase your knowledge of necromancy?
They were to help a friend.
Oh,
A dead
which
friend.
So, when I was a wee babby dwarf,
200 years ago.
You stole these books when you were a babby dwarf.
I mean, Doc's like 30, 40, something like
Yeah,
that.
Doc's like 30s now. So
He's still young for a dwarf. When I was a medic in training, I had a friend who,
Died.
yes, well, but before they died, they became very ill, with quite a rare disease, it turns out. But they were a fellow medical student, and I thought more could have been done to help them, but the powers that be refused to use the knowledge that I suspected they were keeping hidden. So I broke in and stole. Well, I tried to steal several books, but I only got away with one. Turns out, little did I know, it was the big bad necromantic book. And as a result, they inferred that I was going to attempt some necromancy, thus the banishment.
Were you going to attempt some necromancy?
I didn't really have a plan. I was just trying to get my hands on some extra knowledge. You know,
You didn't-
everyone took it differently, and when someone close to you dies, I can see now that I didn't respond in the most productive way, but
It's a tough time.
Do you still want the book?
yeah, still want a lot of books. There's a lot of knowledge.
Just saying.
Side quest activated.
There's a lot of knowledge out there that would be useful.
when you say that, you immediately feel Apollo's presence in your mind, just sort of whispering, just careful, Dokrumir. And that's it.
You say careful.
Careful.
Oh.
There's a
Right,
lot of
so-
knowledge, and it can
well,
be-
We definitely need a disguise for you then as well.
Oramis
Yeah.
sits there twiddling his beard, his moustache,
His fake mustache.
his fake moustache. Yes.
Shopkeep.
Yes.
Do you have anything that would help a travelling wizard in a defence against an attack?
Oh, defense against an attack. Now that's actually I have these very fine. And he turns around and he pulls out this sort of long and sort of small box. Pulls it out and sets it out on the table. Sort of. set of very fine sort of silks and robes. Well, not really robes, more like sort of long sort of fabrics and scarves and things like that. And upon these sort of scarves are sort of very, very ornate designs. There are different colours. There's, one for almost any colour you can sort of think of. And he tells you then that these were bought by a sort of caravan of travelling sort of merchants from White Parish. And obviously, as I've said, in White Parish, obviously their nobles and things don't want to be walking around in armour all the time, so they wear these robes and fabrics with an interwoven layer of magic within them that basically make them somewhat protective. Not obviously extremely protective, but in sort of D&D terms, it'll give you a +1 to AC. Bear in mind, this only works if you're not already wearing armor. If you're already, like, mechanically.
Okay, so it's like, so you've described it as like fabrics. Is it a robe per se, or is it just like a bunch?
It's a sort of just like a big sort of like sheet of fabric. Almost think like a very sort of thin,
kind of like a sari.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gylndan's
going stylish.
Kind of like that. There's ones with different sort of floral patterns on them, and
like a shawl.
Yeah. Very much like a shawl. There's ones of different sizes as well, so you can get like a small one. You could just like wrap around your small thin one, like a scarf. You could wrap around as a scarf, or there's larger ones which you could like wrap around your sort of whole sort of top area, or like a poncho. Either way, they'll all give you +1 to AC.
So, like, how much are they actually?
Well, because obviously no training is required to use them, and it's just a sort of put it on for very stylish, very, very, very expensive materials. It's in the realm of 120 gold.
Best we can do you for is 20 gold.
Oramis, this is my negotiation. You're not even buying this.
Don't worry, Gylndan. I've got you.
What he said, yeah.
I only have a limited stock of these. I'm not willing to sell them for less than full price. I'm very, very sorry.
Yeah, but do you even know who we are?
No. He's gonna roll a quick. He hasn't really looked. He was gonna roll a quick investigation or. He gives you a quick look. He's like, I feel like I should know who you are.
Wait, are we in Inksworth right now?
Ever been around Durnstad? Ever been in around that area?
I don't think so.
Very first thing you guys ever did.
Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah.
Oh! No, lost on you.
There's literally a statue of, not me, there's literally a statue of these three guys and some other incredibly handsome person in your town.
There's a lot of statues in this town. We're Inksworth. We're a town, or we're a city even of artists and creators and inventives and bards and wizards of all kinds.
But
how long ago did we order those statues, by the way?
A long time ago.
It was about a week and a half ago.
Oh, it was only a week and a half ago.
There is no way.
No. Actually, no. Thinking about it, it was about two and a half weeks ago.
Oh, they
I don't think they're done.
I just
120 gold.
I just whispered to Gylndan, I'm out.
Wow. You were never really in, mate.
I got no more players to help you with.
Is this the sort of thing we want to spend party funds on?
I don't know. I've got a lot of gold. To be honest, it's not a huge dent in my purse. It's just whether it's worth the +1 AC, but I don't think I'll get +1 AC in many other ways. So
Alright,
I'll tell you what,
thanks.
shopkeep. I'll do 100.
100. Roll a persuasion check.
Oh, Luke, where are you?
Ben also, I'm buying the masks to disguise
Hmm?
myself.
Okay,
Not
yeah,
just
that's
the
cool.
20 gold for that.
Cool.
Ben, I'm not gonna roll because I've rolled an 18.
Your natural charisma as a wizard and your desperation, remembering how many times you've taken a beating, sort of comes out in conversation, and he sort of looks at you a little bit. You know what? Fine. 100 gold. Yes, but no patent ones.
I just want like an ocean blue if you got it.
Ocean blue, yes, and he sort of pulls, sort of very, very carefully folding them back to ensure that he doesn't have to refold all of the scarves and shawls and stuff. And eventually he does pull out like a very, very lovely, sort of very, very ocean blue type colour. Pass it over to you. Would you like a bag?
No, it's fine, thank you. I'll pop it straight on.
It's going to wear it out.
There we are.
Yeah.
There we are. Enjoy. Folds things
Nancy,
back up.
anything for you while we're all here? Anything you're after?
Got anything else in this shop of yours?
No.
I will ask you as well while we're here. Have you ever heard of magical books that can increase one's mental and physical attributes if read?
Oh.
Any
The great-
rumours or myths
The great
and legends?
tomes of old.
Yes.
I eyed you for a cleric as you came in. Hold on. Walks into the back again. Is there for a little while now, like about maybe a minute or two, before he comes back with this book. And you can see, like I said, he's a very, very scrawny looking human. So as he's walking back with this book, it is heavy as balls, man. It's a very, very thick book. And he sort of poof, on the table, folds it over, has a look. Let me see. Flips page
Okay,
after
he's
page
got
after
one.
page after
He's got
page
like-
after
okay,
page
this is
after
like a
page after
catalogue,
page
not
after
a-
page. Yeah, this is
I
more
thought
of
he
a
was
like
like,
not
he's
an actual.
fucking got one. It was like, yeah, doesn't have disguises, has the legendary tomes.
Yeah.
Yes, I have them.
Stops eventually on a page and like, aha, yes, the ancient tomes. These were a set of very, very expensive and very, very rare artifacts, imbued with the power of wizards, deities, even gods. It's said that that there is power within. They can enhance one's spellcasting ability to a much heightened sense. No one has seen them for a very, very long time. It is thought that they are spread across Ambyr. There is one potentially known to be in the Hawkmoor Mountains, somewhere north. There is old rumours of a temple of knowledge, you see, a great library of sorts that houses special artifacts. It used to be a place where people would go. Many people would go on pilgrimage. Many wizards and things like that would go on pilgrimage. But you are a cleric. Maybe there is something Apollo could do for you in that respect. I'm no religious man myself, but I've heard many clerics receiving guidance from their deities as this. Yes, I believe that's one of the only known ones. It might take a little bit of searching. Maybe if you were to go to the Great Library in the capital, that probably would have a little more for you. Or the library in Hawkmoor. That probably would have maybe what you seek as well. Maybe a little more information.
Thank you.
Okay, I will potentially check those out. So he said there was some sort of fabled library in the north of the Hawkmoor Mountains.
Yes, old stories. It hasn't been used in a very long time. As some temple of knowledge or some such.
Ben, that's not the same place. This place might be of interest to me as well, Doctor.
You've heard of this?
Yeah, in a vision from a god.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
I think I'll just pull Doc aside and just say it is real. Well, I believe it's real. I'm not sure what we'll find when we get there, but it's definitely real.
Worth checking out then. Good to know. Not just chasing rumours.
Well, there we are. Push the thing back over. Unfortunately, the store will be closing now. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to make preparations to close things down. Thank you for your custom. Enjoy your time in Inksworth. And heaves the book back into the back room and ushers you guys
very much
out.
kind, sir.
It is all right. As you guys get back onto the street, it is the end of the working day. The streets are sort of hustling and bustling with people. There is a lot of sort of stuff going on, and before you can even get a second to speak to one another about anything, a man approaches the party with a small little box. His eyes are wild. He has not slept, you probably can see, in days. He is somewhat crazed. He's a bit hunched over, bald head, very, very skinny, hasn't eaten in a very, very long time. He is a half-elf, and he runs up to the party with this box, and he goes, here, thrusts the box into Oramis's stomach. Tell him, tell the truth. I said sorry. Please tell him I did my part. Take the box. Give it to what was his name? Teleros Hammerstad in Hawkmoor. Give it to him. Please don't you dare open it. I've done my part. I'm free. I'm gone. I'm out. And he runs away.
What the fuck?
You are now.
Do you know this man?
Do you think we need to go to Hawkmoor? I'm not sure there's enough things telling us to go to Hawkmoor. That was very strange. Do you know him, Oramis? It seemed like he gave it to you. Didn't even think about giving it to us.
I've never seen him before in my life.
Didn't you?
Have I been?
Is it anything to do with that smugglery you did?
I don't think so.
As you look at the box over, it's made of a very dark wood, and on one side it has a small little crank, and on the very top there is the face of a goblin. Behind him, the image of a dagger with a silver snake going up, twirling around. You know this is the symbol of Dolus.
How does my guy know that I've got a little deal? The eye's probably a big giveaway, I suppose.
What was the guy's name that we have to deliver to? Teleros
Hammerstad.
Teleros Hammerstad.
Oramis, in your mind, you just hear this. Here's a little mission for you. Make that sucker pay. And maybe for your own good, don't open the box.
What's in the box?
What's in the box?
I'm happy to go to a field and I can mage hand it from like 30 feet away.
Would we be able to see what your hand finds out?
Well, if there's something in the
Well,
box.
it's more like if it's an explosion, then we don't want to be anywhere near it, do we?
Yeah.
Last time Oramis delivered someone a box, it was a tiny creature that ate everything, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's true.
It was a little mimic.
Yeah.
We, as in the rest of the party, don't have this affiliation with Dolus, so you know.
I'm just standing there listening to this voice in my head, and you guys are.
It looks like a little sort of bing. Those type
No, I
of things.
really
You can
wanna
see the
open.
hinges on the sort of back
Kind of want to open
and
as well.
the crank.
It looks like a Jack in the Box.
Yeah, Jack in the Box. That's it.
You know, I just want to open it.
No, but I think. Well, I don't know. I didn't hear Dolus say this, so I'm not going to metagame it.
Could
Is
it,
this something?
I mean,
Oramis, is this a little side thing of yours that we just don't pay attention to? Is that the best way for us to deal with this?
I'm not aware of this, so I would appreciate backup.
Okay. What do you?
can backup be like 100 feet away?
Well, like, is Dolos still there? Dolos, are you still there?
What is it? Is it not? It's not that hard a job. Give the box to the man.
Yeah, but what's the man done?
Ask about if he can help.
You don't need to know.
Okay.
You don't need to. A god's business is his own.
How about a little trade ski? Could you do a little disguisey wisey for my friend? If we do this little jobsy wobsy for you?
You do this little job and you get to keep your powers. How about that?
Well, that doesn't sound very fair.
Or fair that
Sounds
you're
a little bit selfish, but
You're very like
okay.
an Eldritch Blast, but there we go.
Well, that's being a warlock, mate. Okay, I would like to just say, Douglas, we did actually sign like a little agreement. I have your eye, you have mine, so don't be mean, please. Let's go deliver a box.
I'm sorry. It's a matter of great import, Oramis. I've seen potential in you and I'm trusting you with something very, very important to me.
Okay.
Now please ensure this happens. And don't let that bloody cleric get in your way either.
Okay, I'm just going to really pick this up to the group. I'm going to kind of puff my chest out and say, I've been entrusted with a very important mission.
Can I insight check that?
You can. First, Oramis, make me a charisma check. Just a straight charisma check, because I.
Love to.
No, persuasion. Just because.
Persuasion.
Is there any point?
There is. You never know. We could roll a 1.
We didn't.
You didn't.
That's a 10 he rolled, and it's a 22.
Doc, roll your insight.
Oh, it's fine. I've only got to roll a 14 or higher. No!
Oh, so close.
You think for a second that like
I've rolled a 13.
this is very like Oramis is very clearly hyping this up, but I mean then it's Oramis. He hypes everything up. He's a bit odd. Whatever. It's probably fine.
One mission from Dolus, is it? Oh, this can only mean bad things.
We're going to have another member that we're going to have to disguise in Hawkmoor because he's going to get going to commit something illegal.
All I'm saying
I mean, they'll just
is
kick him out. They won't banish him. So
all I'm saying, guys, I
he's not
practically
a
had
member.
a god begging me to do him a favor. Like, that's how important this mission is.
Oh,
So what's in the box? Did he tell you what's in the box?
He did, in fact, say that it was a box, and I can't tell you anything more.
know any more?
I'm glad he told you it was a box, because you know we can also see it's a box.
Do you know any more than that, Oramis?
I know that it's a very important box that needs to get to a very important place.
So to clarify,
It's
it's a box.
Bingo, son! Now you get it.
Nailed it.
Mazzy just gone chuffing himself. He's like, it's a box, I got that.
Should we head off then?
It is now about 5 o'clock in the evening. You're more than welcome to head off. But obviously travelling from the tower to Inksworth, talking there, talking here.
Can I do my 2 sending spells, please?
Yes, you can, Sir GG.
Just find out what they were going to say. Also, actually, at some point as well, I want to wander off and try and buy a pipe.
It's a pipe bomb! Yay!
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can buy a
after I
pipe.
get the disguises sorted, while Gylndan's talking about his magical scarf. What do you want to call that, Gylndan?
The shawl.
The shawl, the protective shawl. Just see if there's another shop nearby where I can buy a pipe or something like that.
Yeah, you can head into a shop. You can buy a pipe. Very basic wooden one is. Pardon me. Very basic wooden one is 3 silver. A bit more of a fancier one with a little metal trim along the sides with sort of inscriptions in Elvish, detailing some of these sort of an old folk tale about a pipe and smoking and things like that, or an old folk saying, is about 3 gold. Like nothing fancy, but fancy compared to the other one.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for the cheap option.
Fair enough.
And get some basic pipe tobacco for it, and I'm also just gonna lean in and go. Obviously, you wouldn't know where anyone would buy anything more organic, would you? Just so I can avoid
more
those places.
organic. Yes, well, certainly.
I can't believe you wouldn't trust Oramis with this question.
It is said
smuggler.
that. Actually, if you're an Inksworth, I can very quickly
You'd be such a
shove you
J
onto
from
the-
the in-betweeners. my mate's pissed off to Afghanistan, so...
It is
Can't
said
sort
that
of
in the
fucking
lower
basil.
quarter,
yeah.
down Tasman Street, there are dealings at sundown, which one might want to stay away from, where they're looking for something a little more organic, if you catch my drift.
Bit medicinal.
Thank you very much. I will slide an extra silver over the counter for the information.
No, sir. Thank you. Turns around pretending nothing ever happened.
Yes, please.
Excellent.
Can I have a tea, please?
Useful information.
Indeedy. Anything else anyone would like to do at this point?
Good
Yeah,
time.
there's 2 ones. I think they might be in there.
Yeah, that might be a pretty good time to call a break.
Sweet.
Sure looks like.
Actually,
Yeah,
it's
good time to
pretty
call a
cool.
break there. We'll meet back in 5-10
Actually,
minutes.
pretty cool.
And yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah, I like that. So that's your new little shawl that you got on, +1 AC.
Oh,
It's
Cool. very suddenly. And people are walking around saying the word boomer. It's a confusing time in Amber.
Yeah. I got a few things actually that I want to sort of tick off my list of stuff. One was pipe. The other one was like a haircut and stuff. So I think Doc's gonna have take a little personal afternoon to run some errands.
Yeah. If you were quick, you could probably catch the hairdressers just before they shut. If you quickly ran off. This is just Doc doing some shopping.
Yeah.
He's gonna get some milk.
Are you going barbers?
Yeah.
I'll pop along.
Get a trim.
Yeah, because Gylndan, in your thing, it says that you have short blonde hair.
Oh, does
In your
it?
bio, it does.
That's not
It's very
true.
but
short.
you told me for your thing it was bald, and I was like, has he recently just changed that? And is now going, you know what, Ben? Screw your drawing. Screw what I told you. Gylndan's grown hair since then, which would make sense. He could possibly grow hair. I wouldn't be against it. But
Shave it.
I got very confused.
I don't remember
see,
writing
that's
that.
one of the things that falls by the wayside. But if it's like a deliberately managed thing for Gylndan to be completely bald, it would be like every morning he's shaving his head.
Fire blast.
Eyeball my head.
Yeah.
Just magic missile your head, and because they can't miss, they just go over the little hairs.
Singe all the tiny
I
bits
turn
of
up to
that are growing
every
back.
combat session, 3 level 1 spell slots down because I've got to shave my head.
Because one just goes shoot, 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 spotless.
So have you seen the thing where Superman shaves by like shooting his lasers at a mirror and then like doing his face?
Yeah, it is.
That's quite good.
Anyway, so what was the next thing you wanted to do in Inksworth?
So yeah, get a haircut and stuff like that.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, we don't have to RP that. You can just go take 5 silver off.
Oh, please come here, RP it. How you doing, mate? How's your job?
What are you thinking? 2 or 3 on the sides? Yeah. Did you want a fade or just straight off? Did you want a fade or a cutaway? What was it? What was it going? Got some really crappy music on in the background.
Like that barber I had, Ben, in Bournemouth, he just touched the side of my head and just went, machine.
Yeah. You want love juice? Yes. You want love juice on her?
I'm assuming
Oh, no.
he was not a
Love juice
native
is fun.
English speaker.
No, but like, there's non-native English speakers and there's him.
Oh yeah, and then there's this guy.
Love juice is very nice, JJ. Don't pull that face.
Yeah.
It was more just the shock of the expression.
Before I just Google love juice, what is it?
It's like a
Oil.
hair conditioner oil.
Oh,
So it makes your hair smell really, really good, and it keeps it like really, really soft. But the first time they said it, they just said, "Do you want some love juice in your hair?" And we were very concerned.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure this is a great thing to talk about on stream, but there is a chemical secreted by female dolphins. I think it's dolphins that causes the males.
Thanks for coming to the session, guys. We'll see you next week.
To climax particularly hard.
Right. Why did you need to tell us this?
Scientists, for reasons only known to the scientists, extracted some and gave it to some apes because they thought it could have commercial purposes.
Medicinal.
I presume. The apes died of a heart attack from...
My
What,
God.
sexual excitement.
Yeah, they died of a
Oh,
heart
wow.
attack because they came too hard.
Oh, damn.
Okay.
Dolphins are into some kinky shit. That's what
Yeah.
we've learned.
Why did we get back to a world where fucked up shit like that doesn't happen, right?
So
What
I've heard
the
of this creature called a dolphin. There are no dolphins in Amber.
That's
Just
a
suddenly
rule
become
from
extinct.
now. There are no dolphins in Amber. Dolphins are messed up. They rape other fish.
Yeah.
They use dead fish to masturbate.
If you want to get away
Anyway.
from it being horrible, Ben, don't bring another horrible fact to the table.
Oh god,
Anyway.
JJ, that's so horrible. Here's my even more horrible thing.
I'm a story topper. Anyway, JJ, you've had a haircut. Doc now looks. I mean, how does Doc look now?
He is like so. Previously, it was like really like shaggy long hair and like unkempt beard. It's now like neatly like combed and plaited in like several places, and the just completely shaved sides and the head, and the top is like this long like mohawk plait all the way down, and it's dyed black.
That's disgusting.
Or
Yeah, but if Doc's
going through a Doc's going through a bit of a phase.
It's a style. I'm not sure it's style.
You wouldn't understand, you fancy half elf.
What's next? Anyone got anything else they would like to do in Inksworth for the time being?
Can we very slyly go and try and look at these statues?
Yeah.
When you say slyly, Oramis has one hand kind of tucked into his shirt like this, and he's walking around very pompously with his.
Does Oramis mince?
Yes.
Excellent, I love it.
Yeah, you head down a couple of streets, and it's nearby this cross section here that you sort of walk down, and you walked down that a couple of times the last time you were in Inksworth. But before, you didn't notice anything different about the river, but now, right in the center of the river, right there, is a set of statues. The statues are a group of adventurers that all the people around are looking at and admiring and adoring, as word has recently got out that these very adventurers just recently stopped all the demons from attacking the closest city to the tower. Now, obviously, all the demons aren't gone. The ones that came here are still here. But it's a damn good start. These are also apparently the adventurers, some are saying, that saved the town when it was in dire need because all the farms are being destroyed.
Hot damn.
These are the ones that helped their husbands, wives, daughters and sons come home from the war in the north. And as you guys approach, very suddenly people turn their heads, and you are suddenly just amassed in this large crowd of people like, oh my god, it's them! Thank you! People are shouting and whirring and whistling, and it is very much an ego boost. It is just a lot of people crowding around, applauding. Very nice, quite sentimental moment. A soldier sort of breaks from the crowd. His leg, unfortunately, the lower half of his leg isn't there, so he sort of hobbles through on crutches, but he comes up and sort of tries to, he doesn't care that you haven't offered your hand. He just grabs one of your hands and just shakes it very, very violently. Thank you for sending us home from the north. And he hobbles back into the crowd. Okay. It is a very sort of lovely and a very, very loud moment.
It's an ego boost, Ben.
I mean, probably for Oramis, in that now everyone is suddenly just praising you in the middle of this.
I didn't feel it because I'm too busy taking everything in.
Besides, you got 0 strength. That's like a weak handy.
We're going for a delicate. No, never mind.
It doesn't need power. It just needs surprise. You know, one of those ones where something catches you out of nowhere, and you're just like.
As you look at the statues, you obviously only commissioned busts to be done, but now full ones have been sort of created. The likeness isn't brilliant, but the main features are there. So Gylndan and his sort of tattoos, his robes, his staff, Doc, his armor, his hammer, Mazzy with his bow and his sort of very elaborate cloak, and Oramis with his sort of long sort of jacket and sword and things like that. They are almost like extreme versions of you. Like Oramis stands there with a very piratey cutlass, Mazzy stands there looking very, very thin, sort of holding up his bow. Doc stands there in a very sort of praying motion to his god, holding the symbol of Apollo in one hand, which is the only thing on any of the statues that is metal, sort of an engraved metal sigil of Apollo. Gylndan's like holding his staff in a very mighty sort of inquisitive pose, staff in one hand, book in the other. They're very, very nice, but they don't resemble you very well. But if someone were to look at them and look at you, they could make the resemblance just about.
What are you doing in these guys?
Oramis in his disguise, it is very... people are a little bit confused at first, but then are very suddenly like, oh wait, it's the same jacket, it's the same things, oh my god, it's him!
If these three are these guys, that's probably him.
Yeah, that's probably him. Same jacket,
Aramis,
same height, half
should
elf.
really do right by this stonemason. You've got a debt to settle.
Hello, my fans. Hello, hello, hello. I do not hear Dokrumir.
The people are there for like 5 minutes before they start dispersing into the things. It is like the end of the working day, so most people are sort of dispersing, ready to go home, thinking like, oh my god, I just saw the Guardians. That was pretty cool. A little kid runs up with like a little bit of paper and this small sort of crayon, and she just holds it up to all of you, just sort of like holding it up, like waving them in your hands, waving them in her hands rather, just at you for a little while. I don't know if anyone wants to do anything with that.
But it's a crayon on a bit of paper.
Just a crayon and a bit of paper, yeah.
I'll just sign it.
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your name, little girl, child?
My name's my
Shall I just put a hand on her shoulder and just say, it's alright, it's alright.
Daddy touched me!
She starts breaking down crying, just immediately crying, like how like little kids meet their heroes and then they just start like crying immediately. That's basically what's just happened. Just can't handle the level of excitement and happiness. So now you've got this kid crying your feet, Gylndan.
Can I sign it to Ma? All the best. Love, Oramis.
Oh. She walks over to Mazzy and just like, I'm sorry. Can
You like me to sign it too?
Yeah, my dad.
You think you'd be able to tell me your name, little girl?
It was a nice gesture, but it sounded awful.
My name Tuli. My name's Tuli. I'm gonna be an archer like my daddy. My daddy really likes it. He's a hunter. He's really good.
Oh.
Not as good as you though. You're like really good. He's not very good. You're like really, really good. Do you want his job? I'm sure you could have his job. Do you want
I'm
his job?
sure he can do
I
his
think he'd be
job
really good.
extremely well. He does not need me to teach him. I'm sure he's very good at his job. But I will sign your
Daddy,
card.
he said you're really good! Ah!
Breaks down crying again.
I'll
immediately.
hand him the paper back, like pat her on the head, shoulder, like okay.
Just walks up to. She just so like slowly walks up. Can I have your hammer?
No. I need my hammer.
You get his hammer if he's
tell you what.
naughty. He'll give it to you.
I think you should give her a hammer. Your hammer if she can lift it.
Oh.
I'm not agreeing with that.
Bear in mind, she's like a 4-year-old girl.
Yeah, exactly.
A 4-year-old girl with a little pigtail.
Then she is not worthy.
Way to crush a little girl's dreams.
Don't worry.
Can't have my hammer. but you can have this. And I'm going to reach into my bag of holding.
What?
I'm going to be like shoulder deep in the bag. And I'm going to pull out.
Big bag.
I'm going to pull out a dagger and I'm going to give it to her.
Oh, my daddy never lets me play with knives. Yay! Runs off to her dad. Daddy, look what I got. You can just hear from the
Croatia's
dad, like, oh
tripping
my,
stub
who
herself.
gave you that? What? It was the dwarf. He gave
Oh,
and
let's
it's
scram.
just lost.
Let's scram. We're in trouble.
I think we've seen enough of our fans.
Everyone should be able to
Let's
defend
bounce.
themselves.
Yeah, at this point, most of the crowd has sort of gone. A lot of the excitement of, oh my god, these guys are here, has somewhat gone. People realizing that it's like, it's the end of the working day. I'm tired. I want to go home. As you're sort of heading down the street, the sun is now sort of beginning to set. Lights are being turned on by many of the guards in the street, sort of getting torches and lighting up the street lights. Yeah, anything else you'd like to do at this point?
Can I do my sending spells?
You can, yes.
Sweet. Okay, so the first one is to Hammer, the blacksmith. Says,
Mm-hmm.
Hammer, my old shield got destroyed. Looking for an upgraded replacement. Do you know anything about magical shields or who I can ask? Thanks, Doc.
And you get the reply, wait, what? Hold on, what is this? Who are you? Where are you? How can I hear you? I'm very confused. Oh, the dwarf.
That's not helpful.
And then just very, very briefly, a little while afterwards, you just say, gotcha.
Great. Okay. And then I'm going to send one to Meredith. It says, okay, down here. Everything good up there. We'll send letter with more details. How can I reach you? On road to Shattered Coast via Hawkmoor.
I'll send what she replies to you later on, but probably something along the lines of, all good up here, people settling in well, and I'll just have to think about how she'll be able to reach you, because I can't think about that right now. But probably something along the lines of, hand it to a messenger, and the messenger will head on up. I'll just have to sort of plan as to where you'll... Actually, she'll probably say, where can the messenger meet you?
Well, that's... I don't really know where we're going. Can you stick us on the main map again, then, Ben? Just so...
Yeah. Remember you do have that little dragon thing, that little metal dragon thing you just send stuff back and forth.
Do we?
Yeah.
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 Remember you got the little mechanical dragon?
From like
Thank God for that.
from season 1.
Duh.
I have that. I think I might have got rid of it. I didn't realize. I thought it was a one-time thing, Ben.
No. It sends up and then it'll come back.
Alright.
Okay. I guess I'd use that then instead of the sending spell to send a much longer written note. I didn't realise we still had that. I thought, like Sam, it was like a...
Oh no! Yeah, sorry. That's my bad. I must not have explained it very well. Yeah, it is a thing that will return to you once it's done its job. Once it's sent a thing, it'll come back, presumably with a message of its own.
Okay. Well, yeah, I'll write a much longer, more conclusive summary of recent events.
Okay, cool. Yeah, sounds good. Anything else? On Hawkmoor, are you going to find a place to rest? Are you going to head off to Hawkmoor now? It is now probably around 7:30. By the time you're sort of walking around the street, it is sort of just about finishing off sundown.
I think we stay here and then have a full day travel.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds good. Where would you like to stay? There is either the Silver Poet Inn or the Crow and the Quill Tavern.
Crow and the Quill.
The Crow and the Quill was the slightly fancier one.
We are now fancy people.
We're at market now, yeah.
You're up market, alright. You head into the Crow and the Quill. It's not particularly busy today. Not particularly busy at all. There's a little bit of a thing of like, oh, these guys are staying here. That's amazing. You recognize some of the people from the street who sort of met you. One of the patrons of the bar offers to buy you your first round. So your first round of drinks are free, whatever you'd have. As you're coming in, the light's somewhat dim, and you realise there is, obviously this is the town of bards and musicians and artists, and in the corner there is quite a large stage. However, the only person sitting upon the stage is a elven girl. She's maybe no more than 16 or 17 years old, and as you're buying your first round of drinks, she begins to sing. She sings with possibly the most hauntingly beautiful voice you've ever heard in your entire lives. It is amazing. She sings of adventures of a long time ago, tales of love and loss and tragedy, of epic adventures and events, soldiers and warriors who gave their lives for a cost much greater than their own. Almost brings a tear to your eye, and it definitely does for many of the patrons of the bar. Before then, eventually, after about half an hour, she is done with her sort of setup. She finishes with a couple of songs that she's sang. She packs up her little loot that she's got and ends up leaving. And with that, if you want to knock off 3 gold pieces for staying there the night and a meal.
How much for Chikara stay?
For Chikara stay, it's 5 gold pieces.
You say 2 for the inn, yeah?
3 for the inn.
3 for the inn, alright.
3 gold pieces for the inn. And you wake up the next morning.
Well, I was going to say, if while this performance is going on, Doc is going to slip out to the place he was going to avoid.
Yes, of course. You head off to the Taliesin Road, and you sort of walk down. It's quite a narrow path down there. The cobbles here clearly haven't been. It's not a road that's been taken care of as much as many of the others. It's a bit of a back street, and you do eventually see a group of sort of men, half-orcs mostly. A Goliath is in the midst of there, and a rather small halfling in the midst of all this, sort of giggling to each other and sorting out some stuff. You can hear money being exchanged, gold coins clinking around. You can probably assume this is the place. They all look at you as you pass. What? Who are you?
Good evening. How's it going?
What are you here for?
I heard this was a place to find like-minded recreational enthusiasts.
You could not sound any more like a narc if you tried.
Can you tell I am whiter than white?
What is it you want? Go on.
Well, I'm after I'm assuming I've got a little bit of knowledge of like herb lore and stuff like that.
Are you proficient in medicine?
I am.
I would assume you are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As a cleric,
yeah.
I hope so.
I'm proficient in medicine and
Yeah. So you would know there are certain drugs, obviously, can be used medicinally, but also can be used very, very much non-medicinally.
Yeah.
In and around Ambyr, yeah.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that, a couple of mild things, maybe something a little bit stronger.
Alright, well, this is all we got here. Passes you along this small little bag of this small little like blackish powder. Very, very strange stuff. It's sort of, if you kind of imagine like tobacco but just pure black. Passes it you along, and then a couple of the guys sort of place their hands on their sword hilts and like 50 gold.
50
gold.
for that much?
You won't regret it. You won't regret it.
For that much, though? Seems a lot for that much.
You only do a little pinch. It's about 5 uses in there, 10 gold a use.
You'd know that if you weren't a narc.
I'm trying to get a price down. I have no persuasive powers.
Oramis appears behind you.
Wait here, I have a friend who will convince you to give it to me for less. Doc runs away.
Yeah, you paying 50? Are you speaking some more, or are you what?
Can I examine it to make sure it's not
Legit.
Yeah,
cut
make
with anything
me
nasty or anything like that as best as I
yeah,
can
make
tell.
me a investigation or what's another good
I mean,
thing
I
for
want
it?
to argue for medicine because you did ask me if I had the medicine skill.
Yeah, no, yeah, you know, I'd allow
Also,
medicine.
because I've got a +8 in medicine instead of a +1 to investigation.
Yeah, no, I'd allow
That's
medicine.
shit anyway.
14, as far as you're not sure how good it is in terms of recreational use, but you know this would be good. This would definitely be good enough for medicinal use. If that's any consolation.
Okay, fuck it. In for a penny, in for a pound. Actually, can I insight check the price as well before I
Yeah, sure.
see
Roll
whether he's
insight.
trying to have me on?
Yeah, roll insight.
13. Not great.
No, you can't really tell much. You can definitely tell they're not very smart individuals. So you're not quite sure whether this is a good price and they just seem a little dumb, or whether they're dumb and they've thrown a number on there that sort of makes sense to them. You're not quite sure.
Okay, well, in for
But they've listed a
in for
price.
pound.
Fair enough. And you now have some black spice. Is what it's named. Anything else, or are you all good to get on? I'm assuming you're heading back to the.
Yeah, I will
heading back to the-
making my illicit purchases.
Head back after making the illicit purchases. You probably would get back just around sort of the end of the song, with the girl sort of stepping off, and you can all take a long rest in quite a nice little bed, with a rather nice meal to end the day with and start your next day with as well. And because you're all staying in a tavern, you can roll me 2d4, add it as temporary hit points for the coming day. Well, that's a good start, isn't it?
Oh,
great.
that's not representative
Oh,
of my
that's
coming
not.
day.
That's not great.
Wait.
That is. That's okay. Nice. So it is a new day in Inksworth. It's less bright than yesterday. It is a little bit sort of overcast, and you can probably think maybe it might rain in and around the area later on. But as far as a day is a day. What would you like to do?
I'd make a beeline for Hawkmoor. Do we know how long the journey is? Is it doable in a day, or would it be a couple of days' travel?
It'd be a couple of days travel. You're looking at about 3 days.
How are people doing on rations?
I'm solid.
I think I've still got 10.
Yeah,
I
so
check.
it's on rations.
Oh, okay. I think we just jet off then.
Yeah.
Cool. In which case, we will start with Doc. Could you make me some survival saving throws? Roll survival.
You do a pinch of your black spice and then do them.
Yeah, well, that is what I was going to say. I was going to try a dose of this in my pipe as we're on the road. Light up my new pipe and sprinkle a little bit of this in with my regular tobacco and.
What has turned you into drug addicts?
It's a very stressful situation going home.
Fair enough.
Can Oramis smell this? Does it have a distinctive smell or not?
Make me a perception check.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, even though the guys who said I've got 5, I'm going to try and use this very sparingly, so it's going to be like a half.
Okay.
Just to.
Okay.
I'm not going full bore yet, because also I realise I've kind of got to try and make this last if it has the relaxing effect I'm hoping for with the stress of going home. So.
18. Yeah, you can smell it. Doc's gone out and bought something. you know what he's bought. You don't know like where he got it from, but you can like as you sort of get ready the next morning and you head out of the tavern. Maybe you get out of the tavern like he holds the door for you, and as you walk past him, you're like, dark.
No. I thought this was like in response to me like lighting up on the road with my new pipe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
Bloodhound, like I can smell it on him.
Well, it's like like you can smell like weed every now and again.
Yeah,
you know,
no. I was imagining like we're on the road and I can smell.
Oh, okay.
He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah, like
Okay,
smoke
yeah.
it.
Then yeah.
can
I'll probably
I-
say yeah. Even you know.
In that case, can I just turn around and slap the pipe out of his like mouth or hand or whatever?
That is
Roll.
Just be like, no.
Roll just a straight
Bad
strength
Dokrumir.
or dex.
It'll be dex surely because like speed.
Yeah. Go on then. Roll just straight dex.
You fucking asshole.
20. Yeah, I'd say that definitely. Doc,
I'll
your pipe
give you
goes
5
flying suddenly out of your hands.
Okay.
Lands on the floor. Lands on the floor. Still alight, by the way. You're very lucky it doesn't burn anything.
Yeah, it's a pipe, so
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
push Oramis away and then go pick it up.
Or bit of feud over the old.
Just say, what do you think you're playing at? Like, if you need to talk to someone, you know you can always talk to your friends.
Don't take this the wrong way, Oramis. But I talk to Shikara before I talk to you.
Oh, Shakara's well good at like sound advice. To be
I
fair,
think she'd be a great listener.
At that
She
point,
remembers-
Jakara goes.
she remembers everything.
Right.
Those big ears should be a great listener.
Yeah. She's also very anti-drug use, though. I'll put that out there now.
It's a real shame that there's no advice skill on here.
No, there's like I guess you could say like persuasion.
Have we witnessed this happen? Yeah.
Yeah.
I just turn to Oramis and say sometimes a man just needs to face his demons by himself.
Thank you, Gylndan.
However, Doc, that smells like some really cheap shit. I don't know where you bought that.
I don't know. His pouch is looking 50 gold light, if you ask me.
It concerns me that you can weigh that up in your eyes.
Anyway, there's some survival checks in it.
Anyway, yes. Doc,
Yes.
Roll me survival.
Does it affect
until
you
you
at
get
all what you smoked?
Oh,
either
yeah, that was the
3
thing. Is it gonna affect
pluses
me?
or 3 minuses? Yes, it will affect you. You now have proficiency in any charisma-based checks.
Oh, nice.
Any and all charisma-based checks for the time being.
That seems completely unreasonable.
However, once you've finished, once it has gone from your system, so in like an hour, you will gain 1 point of exhaustion.
What?
Oh.
Oh,
It's the come down, man.
that's a harsh come down.
That's heavy.
Is there no? I want to.
I'd say
against the effect.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, that makes more sense. Roll a con save. Very quick. Yeah, never mind. You have advantage on thingy checks. You're fine.
Cool. All right.
You'll be
So,
you'll be fine
survival
after.
checks.
So survival checks
1.
until you get 3 passes, 3 fails.
Oh, that's
That
Oh dear. Oh good. Oh, two passes with that.
that's got to be 3.
that is 3. So Doc.
Nice.
Horace is straight in the second.
So that is 1 pass, 2 pass, 1 fail, another pass, 3 passes. Mazzy, would you like to go next? Mazzy, you automatically start with a pass because you're going through
I was
mountains.
going to say, thank you very much.
So you only need 2 passes or 3 fails.
Okay. Just going to make it smaller because I can't actually see. Right.
That unfortunately is a fail. That is also a fail. That is a pass.
Oh.
And that is a fail. Mazzy, the survivalist expert, the only one of you that's proficient in survival, fails. And Gylndan, that is a fail, a pass, a fail, and...
Does a 16 pass?
Huh? 16 just passes, yeah.
I'll take that. Divination roll.
I'm going to say you can't use divination rolls on these because it's over a matter of days.
Oh, fair enough. That's a fair argument. Ooh, that passes, surely.
Yes, it does. So, overall, the benchmark, by the way, was 15. So,
Oh, tight.
that was very tight. But overall, we have Doc, Oramis, and Gylndan with passes, Mazzy with fails. That is 3 of 4. So that's actually pretty darn good, if you ask me. And with that, you set off into the open road of
I'm on the
Ambyr
road
once more.
again.
As you're
On the road again.
as you're trudging along, Jakara is freaking in her element. She is having a whale of a time. She
She's got
loves
fucking
like,
high.
she like loves having like you guys around her. She clearly seems to like the wilderness and the environment. You can see Gylndan that she's constantly like every minor thing that happens, her eyes sort of darting back and forth. Like bird flies across, she follows it, but then suddenly someone passes on the road. But then suddenly, and her eyes are like everywhere.
Yeah, I swear to God, if
sort
you
of swaying around.
ever touch Shakara, I'm never speaking to you again.
Yeah, she's having a whale of a time, and you guys are finding that the day, though a little bit cold,
I feel
is
nice and warm on the inside.
fairly quiet. Yeah, Doc, you feel nice and warm on the inside. You're sort of walking, and it's probably the first time that in a little while, you've really, really felt quite at peace. You just feel very, very sort of like somber. Like every breath you take, you suddenly just
I'll
like,
be watching you.
just like every breath you take as you sort of breathe it in, you're just like, there's nothing better than the smell of of nature, of Mother Melora. And you just get very sort of sentimental as you're walking, just like taking very, very heavy breaths. The rest of you are sort of looking on as Doc, not quite realizing that he just enjoying the air just that little bit too much.
Man, if this is only a half dose, I hate to see what I do on a full dose.
As you're sort of trudging along, you're walking along, you pass around or pass through a bit of a woodland area, and it begins to rise into a little bit of a hill. You haven't seen many people along the road for a little while now, and it's probably getting around 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You've previously stopped for a bit of a break, and then carried on. Like I said, you've sort of gone up this hill, and just at the top of the hill, way down from the road, you can now see a bit of a makeshift checkpoint. A somewhat roadblock of sort of wooden struts, a sort of put-me-up, big sort of fence across the road. Not really like a fence, more like a sort of like bridge that's been made over, and you can see certain individuals upon it. You're not quite sure how many you can see from this distance, but it doesn't look good, especially for those of you who are from around this area. You know, this isn't usually here. What would you like to do?
I think maybe try and get close, sneak up for a better view, maybe.
Can I make a perception check to sort of study these individuals or something?
Yeah?
Yeah, see if I can pick up any like distinctive characteristics or marks that might lead me to believe they were affiliated to someone or something.
Yeah. Go ahead, roll a perception.
Finish Eldritch Blossom.
That's not great.
As far as you can tell, you're looking at them and you can see like the glinting of metal upon them. Some of them are at the very least armoured, but maybe not all of them. You can't see on all of them, so it's kind of weird. You'd have to get a bit closer and see.
Do we? So I'm guessing Doc relayed that to the group.
Yeah.
Do we want to have one person go down the centre and the others go in sort of a sneaky flank, and just read the situation then?
Probably a good idea.
I mean, it's got an elephant.
Yeah, so I'm happy to go down the middle with the elephant, and you guys can. I mean, Doc, maybe you come with me because stealth's not.
I will
main
ride
point.
with you, because otherwise stealth is.
The stealth's not your forte.
I'll ride with you on the off chance.
So who's stealthing down?
Mazzarious and Oramis?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you begin to. So obviously, the other two, are you staying up on the hill, or are you trying to go down a little bit as well?
I think
we'll go down, I think.
Oh, I thought. So Gylndan and I think are sort of slowly approaching, giving Oramis and Mazzy some time to like cut into the bushes and like creep up.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Roll me a stealth check then, Mazzy and Oramis, as you approach from this. Again, it is a fairly wooded area, so I'll give you that. But
oh, look at that! We're both very stealthy as each other.
+7 really doesn't help me.
It's so annoying when you've got like +7, +8, and then you roll like low teens. You're like,
yeah. So you're approaching, and I'll have to have a look at the thing of these guys a second. Their pass perk is. I can't believe I didn't actually write it the fuck down. No, I can just look it off their wisdom. Okay. Funnily enough, you actually beat it. Yeah, you managed to stay near the bushes. It's not your sort of best work, but you know you do the job, realizing that it is a hard area to maneuver around. There's a lot of twigs on the ground and everything. You're stepping on a lot of them. You give a bit of a wide berth, but you're able to see a fair bit from where you're at now. Now the two of you can see several heavily armed men. So actually, if I just do something a quick sec, and I'll say that you're there, and you're like way down here, and I'll move you guys onto this map. So this is what you can see. You're on a long narrow road. Doc and Gylndan, you are a little ways away. You can think it'd probably take you a round of dashing to get to where you are currently on the map right now. Especially with like Chikarim with being able to move like 80 feet on a dash. But Mazzy and Oramis, you can see this, like I said, this put me up checkpoint, a lot of different chests and random bits around. You can tell they've used some of the wood from this tree here that's been cut down to make some of this stuff. There's these two sort of wooden towers, and above there is just a sort of gangway thing that is about 20 feet in the air. Upon this, there are two very noble-looking characters. They wear sort of holy vestments with a sun and moon symbol across their chest. Down here in the center of the road, there is a man who wears similar robes but much better adorned, and he has this large staff in his hand.
In terms of our journey, then,
Yes.
like how close are we towards the end of reaching?
So you're not even. So right now, you're not even at the mountains yet.
Okay.
So if you have a quick look at the map there. So if you zoom in on there, but you're probably around, like just about around here.
We're going through the
Are you going through the mountains, or are you going around the mountains?
Is that?
I mean,
going through the mountains
through would be a lot easier.
Is it a well-trod path?
Yeah.
Okay,
Doc can probably tell you with his stone cunning that dwarves are very good at their upkeep of their roads. They're like the Romans in that aspect. They know that they live in quite a rough environment, and they know that certain bad weather or anything like that can be the downfall of many, and has been the downfall of many merchants traveling along these mountains and things like that. So they tend to upkeep this place rather well. The mountains, they keep a close watch of them. There's a reason it's called the Hawkmoor Mountains, because they have a presence almost everywhere. in terms of upkeep and general military and economic presence. But yeah, it's entirely up to you whether you're going through or whether you're going round. This is somewhat on the road, sort of towards it, so you'd probably meet all this anyway. But yes, as I was saying, so you've got these three people in sort of holy-esque robes, and then you've got these two soldiers, or soldier-like characters here. You can see this guy here hasn't seen you, and he's looking and rifling through a couple of chests filled with what sound like gold pieces. He has a large battle axe at his side, and he is quite heavily armoured. The same with this guy over here, except this guy, you can't tell what he's doing, but he's kicking something. It's only as you get a little bit closer and you can see underneath the cart, there is a poor dragonborn man here. He wears quite heavy armour, and you can hear very occasionally the sort of grunts of him being beaten up a little bit. There must have been some scuffle or something going on. They wear holy symbols and stuff of, it almost looks like the symbol of Pelor, but also the symbol of Frey, the two sort of main gods in this world. So you'd all sort of know about that. But sort of like them two combined. The floor is yours.
I'm just going to whisper to Doc, like, I think we'll grab their attention, and then hopefully the other two can get into a good position if they're focusing on us, if it goes south. I'm not getting a good feeling based on what I'm seeing, a dragonborn being kicked into the dirt.
Okay.
It's fucking Merkham.
I'm gonna.
Hello, travellers.
I'm gonna put on my hood, and I'm gonna take the thing that Ben and I discussed, like way back in Doc's character's design that I've never used, which is the like plague doctor's mask thing that Doc.
Yeah.
That Doc's always been carrying around for like spooky effect and never used, and I'm just gonna put that on to like cover my face.
Oh, you're looking well Assassin's Creedy. Hello, travellers.
Ah! Hello there, good traveller. Hello. Oh, no. Is that a northern elephant? Haven't seen one of those in quite some years. How are you all today? It is excellent to see you. What lovely, what middling weather we're having, but Pelor and Frey are wise in their ways. I'm sure they're merely watering the soil for our plants to grow, you see. How are you today, fine sirs? How are you?
Yeah, good. Just on our travels south.
You should be able to control Chikara as well, so if you wanted to move closer, you can.
Okay, I'm gonna just edge a little bit closer, like, so I think if Doc and I had to do something, we could. So I'll probably come up to about here, I'd say.
Yeah. As you sort of edge closer, the two guys, like the one guy just stops, like his kicking, and the other just very, very quickly, like, slams the two chests he's got there shut. And they both get up and turn around. They look like very ugly, very quite hardy dwarves, mercenaries or soldiers or something of the like. The two priests up top are trying to look very, very noble and stuff like that. One of them particularly eyeing up Chikara, like, oh, I've never seen one of those before. And the high priest continues, yes, of course, you may pass through this fine road. Heading to the Hawkmoor Mountains, are we? Whatever brings you round our lovely mountains here, good sirs. I see, I think we have a dwarf there. Hello, can you hear me under the mask?
Hello.
Oh, what is with the mask, sir? Is another plague we should worry about? I hope not.
Just a cautionary measure. I am a cleric of Apollo and have recently been dealing with some sick and the infirm in Inksworth, the victims of the war.
Victims of the war. Oh, I fully understand, sir. Fully understand. Warriors of mighty Pelor they were. It is amazing what happened under there. if I could just get your attention, briefly, I'm sure it is obvious to you. We are men of twilight, you see, of Pelor and of Frey, and it would seem that our dear country is falling into a complete madness. I mean, a war with orcs, a tower spawning demons. This is obviously Pelor and Frey who are displeased with our actions. They are clearly displeased with how we are treating the other gods. No offense to Apollo, so I know you, like me, a dwarf yourself, know his rightful position in the pantheon.
Indeed. I understand your position.
Things are going badly wrong, and the Church of Twilight needs help from good fellows such as yourselves. If you would just be so good as to give a small donation, it would really help get the word out there, get the name of Twilight out there.
We don't tend to do donations to people that abuse the weak.
Abuse the weak? Like, I'm sorry. I
couldn't help but
don't
notice
understand
what your pal was doing to the Dragonborn there.
Oh, the Dragonborn! Oh, not the weak. He was a mighty foe to take down. But it would seem that he disagreed. See, I, a dwarf, such as you, sir, obviously pray to Mars daily. He is our patron, obviously, but he is not a god. Same with your god Apollo. Same with your deity Apollo. He is not godly. They are holy. And he refused to believe that. So we felt it was necessary to calm him down. You know what Dragonborn are like nowadays. Out of control, they really can be. So we felt it necessary to
dealing with them. Some of them are very fine people.
Oh, yes, when trained and nurtured into being fine citizens, of course, yes. But in their natural, rather barbaric state, things can be difficult. This one, for example, we believe him to be of a cleric of Mars who lives upon the mountains. Now, you can imagine a dragonborn living alone upon the mountains. I mean, he is a ravenous beast. A monster, even.
Is it not the barbarian who resorts to his fists when his words will not serve?
Well, I mean, who are you, people? Will you not?
We know how this will run. So we'll take the Dragonborn and we'll be on our way.
I think you'll do no such thing. I think what you meant to say is you'll give us your donation, your kind donation, made in the name of Pelor and Frey.
No donations.
Twilight.
We do not donate to people like yourself.
I do not believe that Pelor or Frey would approve of the actions you're taking. And if you really looked within yourself, you would see that they disagreed with this.
I will not hear it. You are a cleric of Apollo. You are a lesser deities. Lesser deities.
Cause just some like harmless tremors to go through the ground and a little bit of like thunder.
lesser deities. Clerics of Mars, Apollo. I hate to say it. I really do, but we are going to have to put you under arrest.
One of the
I'm
under arrest.
Is
JJ, focus. We're about to get arrested, JJ.
I can cause an unlocked door or window to fly open. Would that count for the chest? Could I cause the chest to just burst open? And
yeah.
Just the lids to just like explode.
Yeah. What's that with?
Thaumaturgy.
Oh right. Yeah. As he begins on his rant. his chest sort of flies open, money sort of spewing, not everywhere, but in and around the area. The dwarf near it just goes, "Huh, what the?" Just
It would seem
bashes
that,
the edge of the chest.
Pelor disagrees.
Enough of your tricks, dwarf. I know where my gods lie within my heart, and in my heart the law tells me that this is the good and righteous way. If Apollo believes otherwise, well, that is a problem for you, sir. Now, we will be taking this donation, or that elephant would suffice. Certain people would pay a good price for her, and that could fund our fund our project down in Dernstad.
Ben,
Yes.
is this completely wood, this structure?
Yes. Yes, it is.
Okay. So as soon as he said, we'll take the elephant, I'm going to say you'll do no such thing, and I'm going to cast Wall of Fire across this thing.
Oh my god! Put it in the chat.
Oh, yes.
I've been waiting to use this for ages.
This is a
You create a wall of fire on a solid surface within range. You can make the wall of up to 60 feet long, 20 feet high. Oh, that would actually reach it. And 1 foot thick, or ranged wall of up to 20 feet in diameter, 20 feet high, and 1 foot thick. The wall is opaque and lasts for the duration. When the wall appears, each creature within this area must make a dexterity saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 5d8 fire damage, half as much on a successful save. One side of the wall selected by you when you cast a spell deals 5d8 fire damage to each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet. A creature takes the same damage when it enters the wall for the first time. The other side of the wall deals no damage. So what side of the... So if you draw the wall for me...
Yeah. 1, 2,
Okay.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Well, that gets rid of those two.
Well, not necessarily.
I'm
Not
hoping.
necessarily,
I'm aiming
but...
to kill them. I'm aiming to make a statement.
Okay.
But if they
You're
take
putting
some damage,
on-
that's cool as well.
So you're putting it on them. Roll 5d8 then for me. And they're going to roll, it's supposed to DC 14 for you, isn't it?
16.
No, 16. I'd say 14 at the bottom, whatever. First guy gets an 18.
But that says 16, which is odd.
Yeah. One passes, so let's say red passes and blue fails. So half of 24, 12. So this guy is up. This guy is very, very much not.
Ooh.
So this suddenly, as you know, he mentions the elephant and continues his ramble. Suddenly, Gylndan just raises his hands, and suddenly, just this huge wall of flame appears upon the road, beginning to set the entire thing ablaze. The two men that are upon it, one just immediately is racked with sort of burning heat, and just collapses and falls off the side of the ramparts, falls 20 feet down, and just lands hard on his shoulder. Whereas the other burns up, but is sort of stands there, kneels down. He's in a lot of pain, and I think
pick
at
one
that point,
side of the wall. And
yes,
anyone
what
within
side of the
10
wall?
feet of that side of the wall has to make a save as well.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna aim it inward.
inward towards this guy. So this guy's going to make a save as well. All right. Oh yeah, he failed. He rolled a 7. Oh no, an 8. He has +1. Look at that. Yeah, so he takes the full 24. Very nice. And I think
It's a
that's probably... And this is probably a good point to roll a quick initiative order.
Can I just ask, because I wasn't saying while that was all happening, that Luke and I should probably have been getting in position while they're having their chat? So can we do that now?
Yeah. So if you guys want to maneuver yourselves to wherever you
So
were, I'll say, because they were playing by these guys, roll stealth with advantage and maneuver
Yeah.
yourselves wherever. Sort of, if you imagine you're about 20 feet from this area. So whenever you're about to make your move, imagine yourselves 20 feet sort of to the side.
Now, obviously, I'm going to sort of. If you say no, that's fine. But because with my boots, would I be able to go 15 feet in the air and like get on a tree or branch of this tree where nobody can really see me? Yeah. And then just be popping arrows out between like a leaf, so nobody knows where I am, but the arrows are flying out.
I'd say if you're doing it where they can't see you, roll me that stealth check, with advantage, like I said, because they were distracted by the guys speaking.
Okay, so stealth. That's
that's good. You managed to sort of run up, and with a bit of a run up, just straight up land on a tree branch, and you get in quite a nice little position where you can see most of the area, and it'll take a little bit of a higher. It'll take a little bit of doing to be able to see you and where you're sort of coming from. So let's roll up some initiative. So Doc got 23.
Yes, Oramis.
Bad.
Get in the bin with me.
I'm probably going to do them all in one for the time being. So they are, funnily enough, right in the middle. As they got a 13. So I'll do one for... I think roll Chikara as well.
Yeah. I'm just going to put a little concentration symbol on myself as well, so that I don't forget.
It just looks like you got like a flower on your ear.
It kind of does, yeah.
So that was, I didn't mean to draw that. Let me do Chikara real quick. Chikara is not fast.
Sarah is not fast at all. Okay, so Doc, it is your turn first. What would you like to do?
So I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on Gylndan, which gives you a +2 to your AC.
Can I add more than one symbol?
Nice.
Can I add a little shield?
It's yeah, you can add more than one symbol, but it's a concentration for me. And then I'm going to hop down off Chikara. Go 5, 10.
I'll say that's like 5 feet to just hop down off Chikara.
25, 30. Okay. Can I get up to here, going like underneath the tree?
Yeah.
Okay, and then I just want to like call out to the Dragonborn in Draconic to quick come with me or something like that.
Okay.
And like hold out my hand.
Yeah, sounds good. He sees your approach. As you look on at this guy and you see more clearly, you can tell he's getting on a little bit. He's wearing sort of scale mail armor, a shield to his left within arm's distance, and a flail to his right within arm's distance.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not currently wielding them. They've been sort of knocked from him as he was beaten up. Is that everything on your turn?
Yeah, that's my movement and my action.
Mazay.
Right,
you are up.
The one guy that's still alive on the top.
Yep.
This guy up here.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to fire my first arrow at him.
Mm-hmm.
Saving Hunter's Mark for other people because I assume this guy's low.
Okay, roll to hit.
That
12 does hit.
Oh, yeah.
11. Yeah, he's he's back. He's definitely gone. An arrow sort of, as this guy's burning up, he just about tries to get up off the ground, and then an arrow just falls, collapses down onto the ground. These guys are both now sort of off the thing, and as the fight's going, like, this wall of flame is just burning down this checkpoint as well, causing quite a big plume of smoke to sort of rise into the air.
I'm then going to Hunter's Mark main guy.
Mm-hmm.
And farm a second.
Alright. Roll to hit.
Oh.
Yeah, definitely hits. Roll damage.
No, not as great. And then chuck out. Where's Hunter's Mark gone?
Oh no, oh no.
Oh no, 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 no.
Fair enough. Next up, it is the Dragonborn. He will retrieve his things, quickly just reach left to grab the flail, reach right to grab the shield. He'll get up off the ground. He still does have some HP and will probably move here. He'll disengage and move back 5, 10, 15, 20 and hide just behind this wagon here and uses bonus action to cast Healing Word on himself. So he regains... Where's my d4? Cast at a second level. Okay. 3, 7. Healing Words plus your proficiency, but not your proficiency or spellcasting, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he gets healthy little 10 damage, 10 HP back.
He's not doing very well with the healing if he's damaging himself.
Wrong spell. Wrong spell.
He now has 11 HP. And I think that's pretty much, yeah, that's all he can do. So now it's the enemy's turn. Does this guy take damage at the start of his turn, or...?
I would say yes. Are you talking about the fire damage?
The wall appears, each creature within this area must make a dexterity saving throw on a failed save. On one side of the spell selected. Damage when it enters the wall for the first time on a turn or ends its turn there. So...
I'd say no reading it like that.
Yeah,
No.
I'd say no,
So,
because
it's
it's not entered it.
Yeah.
If he doesn't move, he'll take damage at the end of his turn.
Okay. So he's going to take a step there and get safe. And what spells did he have? He's going to... He's going to cast... Spells 5, 10, 15... 20? And... actually, no, he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and cast Spirit Guardians upon all of you lot.
Oh no.
So
Pain.
he will be casting it at 4th level because he's an arse.
Friend's going into hands.
So 50 if you're good and
The
neutral.
spirit going to hit a down target.
Yeah, because it's a saving throw.
Half in the area when the creature enters the area for the first time on the turn. 3d8 buzz thing. So it's would you take that damage now or
No, we
at the start of your
rolled that it's not on the cast. It's
on
looking
the
it up,
yeah.
It's because otherwise you get hit twice before you effectively get a chance to do anything. Because we got it wrong before.
Yeah. 13. Oh, that's not great. 13. Could you take 19 radiant damage, please?
No, because you don't take it now. It's not.
Oh
on the
yes.
cast.
Oh okay. Oh yes. Of course.
Just save that, and I'll take
Yeah,
it
yeah,
at the start
yeah,
of my
bye.
turn.
Yeah, I messed that up.
If he's alive.
That is yes. If he's
If
alive.
I'm alive.
No, if he's alive. You'll be
This
fine.
guy will come over
Oh, that's
here.
true.
5, 10, and wonk
maybe
you with
you
this
would cover
hammer.
that sheet.
That's a natural 20.
Oh, fuck, of course it is.
That's 4. That's 8 plus 3. That's 11 damage. On that 20, that's actually not bad. That's just max damage from one hit. And on his second attack against you, he misses very, very badly.
Gylndan, you no longer have Shield of Faith.
Oh. It was nice of you to try.
This guy here is going to use one of his javelins. He's going to move 5, 10, and fling one of those up at you, Gylndan.
This time if it hits.
Hits.
Custard.
Breaks through shield.
Oh, what? What's he rolled?
I mean,
there?
23.
Oh god. Right,
It's
concentration.
only a javelin though, so it's
I'm not
4
worried about the
plus
damage. I'm worried about
3.
the
That's
wall of
7
fire.
damage. And
that's,
make a
That's my
con check.
nice meal. Gone.
Make a Constitution save or check or whatever.
I'm just gonna roll. I've got a 12 divination roll, so I'll just take that.
Okay,
Alright.
cool. Yeah,
That's a good use for a middling roll.
that is a pretty good use for a middling roll. He will roll to hit again.
Oh yeah, that's a good use.
16, but
Doesn't
you've still
hit
got
with the
shield up,
shield.
so it doesn't
Yeah.
hit. So the first one sort of smashes through the shield, but the second one you can see this javelin just boom, bounces off. Whereas Doc, you've seen this guy get quite a hefty blow just over your shoulder on the first hit, and the second you manage to sort of bring your shield up just in time to counter his second attack. I think that's all of them. That is all of them. You've killed the other two. That's fine. I didn't spend 10 minutes making their character sheet for reasons. Next up,
You've got to
Gylndan.
be used to it at this point.
I am used to it at this point. At this point, I'm like, I don't bother putting loads of time into it. You should see these. They're just like scribbles. Like, it's hardly legible. Gylndan, you are up, my good sir.
Can I see the spirit guardians this guy's got around him? Can you draw it?
Yeah, it's 15 feet in all around him. So it's
So it'd be up to that square there, yeah. Edge of that square.
Yeah.
It's because it's a circle, isn't it?
yeah, 5, 10, 15, 5, 10, 15. So it's like that, but all around him. This is so awkward to move. Yeah, like all around him here. So it's getting Doc and this guy. Wait, no, that's not quite it, is it? Needs to be bigger by 1 to get the full thing. Yeah, there it is.
Okay. Telekinesis? Let's give it a go.
Alright.
Oh my god, that's such a long spell.
It's a very long spell.
Yeah, telekinesis has a lot. I, funnily enough, read it earlier on because I didn't realize you actually had it. So I basically know what it does. He needs to make a strength save.
Concentration? Hang on. No, it's concentration.
It is,
Forget
yeah.
Forget
It's
it.
concentration, and every round he can thing against it, so he needs to make a
I will
strength
say that
save.
if the wall of fire would like doing anything.
Yeah, no,
actually,
it's
probably
fair. It's a
shouldn't.
fair question.
Probably shouldn't because meta, but
Wait, are you not doing it? Are you not doing telekinesis now, or?
I'm rethinking it now that I realise it's concentration. Right, I'm gonna punch some magic missiles at this guy to my left. This boy.
Alright.
Level 3, let's do that.
Level 3. Roll the damage.
I believe that's 5 magic missiles. 1,
that makes sense.
2, 3, 4, 5, 15, 19, 21.
21 damage. He needs to make
Con
still a
save.
DC 10 con save. He passes.
Oh, yucky. Okey-dokey, that's Gylndan.
That is Gylndan, but he does take 21 damage areno as these sort of motes of light just spring forth and sort of slam him right in the back. He has to use his staff to keep himself up. He's a little bit, he's getting on a little bit, but he does just sort of look back at you with a scornful look. I'll deal with you next. Oramis, it is your turn. You are hidden amongst the tree line.
Yes, I am. I'll just blast this boy twice.
Go for it.
If I hit, that is. 1 second. Is that a hit?
Let me just look at something a sec. 17. Whoo, just hits, yeah. That's 7 damage. Definitely hits. 6 damage. Nice. Suddenly from the trees, these sort of 2 arcane blasts just sort of smash him straight in the sort of back and the shoulder, just as he's sort of grabbing another javelin for Gylndan, probably. Anything else on your turn?
10, 15, 20, 25, 30. I'm gonna just like pop out to here. I can't reach him to stab him in the face, unfortunately.
Cool. And Chikara.
So, because this guy threw a javelin at me, Chikara's going to charge him.
That makes sense. I think that makes sense.
Yeah. Not gonna. She's not smart enough to go for advantage or anything. Just gonna hit him with a gore, I think.
Oh, I need to
Hit him with a gore. Definitely hits.
What do you need to remember?
Oh,
Well, I've got
16 damage.
Hex, which is a bonus action, and so, like on that turn, I couldn't reach him to use my bonus action to hit him, concealed blade him.
Yeah.
So I'd have got 1d6 extra necrotic damage whenever I hit the target.
Yeah, damn penalties.
Yeah. Nice, yeah, Chikara rampages forth, and you can see as her sort of front horns smash into his sort of chest, the breastplate actually sort of like indents right into his ribs. He's still up, but oh my god, he's felt it. Does she get another attack, or
No, it's just one attack, I think.
just one
Can you
attack?
imagine Chikara having 2 attacks? That's not fair.
I know. Doc, we are back at the top of the first round. Can you make a whiz save?
Could you one more round and then call it? Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what I'm gonna
If
say,
people
isn't
are alive and one more round. No, that is unfortunately not going to save. Can you take the 19 damage?
Yeah. 38. Okay. Alright, I'm going to retaliate with my own. I can't resist the retaliation with my own spirit guardians. Bring them
Go
up
for it.
around me. And then I'm going to use my Dwarven Surge to give this guy in front of me a good old bonk.
Go for it. Roll the damage.
16, that'll be good.
Oh, just misses, I'm afraid.
Fuck.
Do you want to draw up your spirit guardians?
Yeah. That's my turn, so you can move on
Cool.
while I try and draw this.
Mazzy,
Okay.
you are still within the trees.
I'm still hidden in the trees. He has no idea where I
Yeah.
am. So my hunter's mark is still on Big Bad Guy. So he's
Bad, yeah.
getting multiple arrows.
Many arrows. All of the arrows.
Or maybe not some.
Oh, maybe not. Your first arrow just wildly sort of thunk right into the sort of wagon next to him. Not even into it, just sort of like skittles off into the sort of beneath the wagon.
Well, that was embarrassing. But
Would you like to hit again?
I'm going to do it again.
He's going to do it again. 15 hits.
Yes,
Roll the
thank God.
damage. He needs to make a con save. 8. Make that
Nice.
con save.
+4.
And he will fail that con save
Good play, Matt.
very, very badly. That's 12 damage on him as well. That's actually not bad. You guys have done so much damage to this guy. That is...
I believe the wall of fire helped.
I believe the wall of fire probably
Little
did
bit.
help. Yeah,
Just a little.
How's that
smidge.
structure looking?
By now, that structure, so the middle part of the structure, just sort of falls sort of inward as this wall of fire still remains there strong, lighting you guys up. Probably a very,
Would
very
a big
ominous sight.
sound let the whole thing just fall down?
I mean, yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, if you read, I mean, if you read the thing, those things are pretty impactful against wood and some stone and stuff.
Definitely don't know what's coming next.
Is that everything
Total
on your
waste of
turn,
your
Mazzy?
resources.
Yeah, that's all.
Did
Cool.
you try to shoot that gunpowder, even once the battle was finished?
That was a long time ago.
The Dragonborn will make a
Wait,
death save because he just died. Well, he went down to all the things, and he fails one
Hang on, why is the Dragonborn making a death save?
because he got up and now he
alive.
takes the makes the whiz save
There's nothing
against
to do.
19. No, there isn't. I'm an idiot. I really am an idiot sometimes. In which case, he's going to. What's he going to do? He is going to use his not channel divinity, but his war god's blessing to get a +10 on his attack roll, and he's going to whack him with a flail.
Designated him to not be hit by my spirit guardians. I'm just saying that as well.
Yeah, of course. So 22 definitely hits this guy. But 5 damage isn't great. 67, because he's a cleric, that's about all he can do. You get the sense, Doc, that he's already used up a lot of his sort of spell casting ability for the day. Yeah, he's definitely very, very wound down, very, very tired. Enemy's turn. This guy is going to move to here. No, he's going to use inflict wounds.
Oh. He was up.
He was up. Now he's going to go down because he has a plus. Yeah, that fucking hits. Oh my god. So inflict wounds is 3d10, right?
Who's doing this?
This guy.
He needs to make a wisdom save at the start of his turn.
Of course he does. I am a fool. He passes. Got to roll the damage, so he gets
what
half
did he
damage, innit? He got a 21.
Yeah, that's definitely a pass. That's 22 damage, half to 11.
22 damage, half to 11. Yes, because you higher level cast it, of course.
Yeah.
So he is. Cool. No. Oh my god, I did math so bad. How do you want to do this?
Oh, what? Does he...
Yeah,
as he reaches out and I see the inflict wounds on his hand going for it, out the corner of my eye, I just want to I don't know, a little bit of extra mental focus just to pummel a couple more of these things into him and just knock his hand back and knock him unconscious.
Nice. Just all of a sudden you see the just radiant bird just falls down to the ground. This guy here is seeing his master go down. He's going to bolt. Not disengage. He's going to dash.
He's still got to make a save on his beginning of his turn.
Different guy.
This guy doesn't hit.
Oh, sorry.
Wrong guy. But Chikara does get an attack of opportunity.
I thought it was on the wrong place. My mistake.
Me?
Definitely hits. Roll damage. Oh my god. Yeah. So you watch as this guy begins to turn away, but Chikara is just looking at him and looks at the javelin with these piercing, terrifying eyes, and suddenly this horn comes up, up and under his legs. He flips up, literally mid-air. His eyes match yours, Gylndan, with this oh my god, and then he lands down very hard on his neck, just. And he doesn't move.
I think the words that will give me nightmares is horn between the legs there.
This guy needs to make his whiz save. He fails his whiz save, so he'll take the full 24.
I believe technically I have to roll it again, but you can take the 22 if you want.
I don't mind. It's up to you whether you want to roll that again or I'll take it.
Yeah, fuck it. It's 11 now.
It's 11 now.
Oh,
That's weak sauce.
that's three. That's three
And-
threes on 3d8.
Yeah, now this guy's fucking running away. 5, 10, 15, 20. Assume he dashes off to the left somewhere, so I'll give him like half cover.
Is he
5, 10, 15,
disengaged?
20.
So if he's dashing, then-
No. You get an attack of opportunity. Definitely hits. Roll damage.
one-handed as always, because shield.
Yeah. Roll the divine.
Yeah, that's
Radiant
the thing I was
magic.
gonna ask if I get that on an attack of opportunity.
It's once a round, so yeah. Once per turn even. So yeah.
Cool.
5. That's
18
18 damage.
I'm trying to
It's-
incapacitate him as well.
He's not
Cool.
down,
No, cool.
but that does actually no with a 11 plus 18. Yeah, he does go down actually. I'm really good at maths this evening.
Excellent.
He turns to run away again. This guy fleeing in almost cowardice. The doctor's like, "Oh no, you don't!" Boom! Straight to the back of the head. Just falls onto his knees and just.
Unconscious.
All on
And-
your knees.
This guy's also dead. Combat is over. Everything goes calm. You hear the sudden crack of one of the towers now just sort of falling and collapsing inward onto the road. And then you just hear the Dragonborn look over. Well, bloody thanks for that.
I wish we hadn't saved
And
him.
we will end
Wish
the
we hadn't
session
saved
there.
him.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Is this Kenwayne Jones, the Dragonborn?
No, you will find out more about this red Dragonborn cleric of Mars next week in Ambyr D&D.
Oh yeah, I'm not here next week.
Oh, what's that?
You're actually not, or?
Well, I'm away from Saturday to Wednesday. I'm not sure what time I get back on Wednesday because I have my jab. So I may actually be back thinking about it. But just ahead.
We'll see.
I may not. I think I will be.
I'll get stuff
we're never
prepped
gonna
anyway,
get
but if
through
you can
this.
find out, like,
I thinking about it, I will. I should be back, but I may not be.
Okay.
So prepare
Just-
to do it, but also prepare to be disappointed.
Fair
Just,
enough.
That's basically the intro for your friendship, I think.
Oh, all right.
That's really cool.
yeah, keep us notified. I'll prep stuff anyway,
Potentially
and
next week.
see you potentially next week.
Fingers crossed.